Live. This is RV Davey coming to you live from Apache Junction, Arizona. Anyway, still here. Got a couple things I'm waiting on, but a couple days, maybe two days, I should be heading on the road and on to Quartzsite. So anyway, see you guys out there when I get there. So just want to announce, but I'm not going to go into like the long-term, facilities. I'm just going to go into an RV park and plug in. It's the easiest thing to do, and you stay out of trouble too. What's up, guys? Got DTM Jeffrey Lebowski here. But yeah, it was chilly last night. Oh, something happened last night. An accident occurred, like right outside here. Some guy lost his trailer, camping trailer, disconnected from his vehicle and went astray on Main Street in Mesa. How about that? Cops, fire trucks. The guy lost all kinds of crap. His whole trailer just broke to pieces, and it just barely missed a couple of these RVs in this parking lot here. I was to the inside. I heard it. It woke me up. I think it was like 1:30 in the morning. But man, what a crazy thing, man. Somebody, loses their trailer, off their vehicle and it goes astray. That's kind of scary, isn't it? He was looking for pieces off of it, and he had his big old flashlight on the top of his vehicle. He had one of those big spotlight deals on top, and no way, it's that bread truck worth. Oh, he wants $80,000 for the bread truck. 80. Oh, you're paying for his name, for his channel name. That being that it was the bread truck. Now, what's he gonna buy for 80? See, that's why he wants 80,000 out of it. So he can go buy something. He's gonna buy like a Class B van, camper van. He'll probably try to pick one up with 40,000 miles on it and spend about 80,000 on it. So there you go. There's his price. Now he just bought 10 acres in Williams. Figure that. Go figure on that. Now I talked to him. He always responds to me. The bread trucker, Paul Barger. He's actually a nice guy. I could honestly say he's probably the nicest guy in terms of YouTubers that are big out there. He is. All the other ones I can't say much for. I just can't. I think he's actually wants 85,000 for it, but I bet he uses it for his homestead. No, he's just going to get rid of it. I don't know what he's going to stay in on this property. I think he's just going to go out to Quartzsite like everybody else and hang out. Straight Jacket, he does what he does, I don't comment, I'll leave, what he does on his own, because that's his business, what he does. I just wanted to be paid. It's been a couple of years that I haven't been paid for my speaker cabinet, that's all. Just want to be paid something, just make an effort to pay me, He could get the money from his mom and his dad. They both have extra money. And he could pay them off, right? Put the bill on them. In other words, get the $200 from them, pay me off, and then he owes his parents. That's the way to do it. That's just my own opinion on it. Anybody, when you sell something, they want their cash straight up. You don't buy it on a payment plan. That's just not how it works. Either you can afford it or you can't afford it. That's the only way to really make any say about the buying something, whether it's music gear or it's a bicycle or whatever. It could be a damn barbecuer for all means. Let's see. He said he's going to be a hybrid channel homestead. He's going to be a hybrid channel homestead travel. So in other words, he's not going to really travel much. he's going to really just kind of set it at his property, correct? Would I be saying that correctly? Let me get my hand out of the picture so I can see. I'm blocking. See, I need some camera gear, you know. I had the right thing for this, but the damn thing broke. So anyway, the plastic thread stripped out. I'm gonna have to fix it with super glue would actually be the right item for plastic. It'll really mend the plastic permanently in there. So that's something I'll look into. But yeah, I'm basically the only mod in this channel because I don't need any. For one, I get 11 to 15. I can handle up to like 25 people in here myself. So, but you know, he's upset with me because I, you know, wanted to be paid. And now I owe this other guy $100 for delivering my medications to me. So, you know, so it wasn't that much of you know, it was basically a bunch of insulin, which I can really use, you know. That is the key. Either that and high blood pressure and my heart pills. Those are the only things I really need to take. And then once I keep my blood sugar, which I have, I've done a really good job. I wish I'd done that. I wish I hadn't been in denial with my diabetes, and I would have been best off, you know. Christmas in Quartzsite, yeah. It's raining right now. It's raining in the Phoenix area. Don't ask me where this weather came from. You know, actually no, because I don't pay anything for my long-acting insulin, or my short-acting, excuse me. It's no copay, 0. So that's best price. Best price is not paying anything. So I get that, but the long-acting stuff costs me. That's expensive. You know, but I was just telling them that the government actually capped insulin off at $35. I don't know if it's gone into an effect yet. I don't know. Remember, Biden wanted to make all medications cheaper, you know, especially for diabetics, people that had to rely on insulin. You know, then the Republicans can get in office and they'll probably take it away, knowing what they do, you know. Red Trekker is in your old hometown. Yeah, he's in my old hometown of good old Scottsdale, Arizona. Yeah, I don't know. I posted my old high school, you know, diploma on Facebook. Actually, I posted on there, and then all the people I went to grade school with, they're all in there, and they saw that. They're like, hey, check out who the assistant principals. All those people, the assistant principal came in on Facebook and made some comments. And I was the only one that remembered that he was the assistant principal of Chaparral High School in Scottsdale. And I let him know. I said, hey, this is me. And I don't know if you remember me, because he was just under the principalship of Tom C. Smith, which was my grade school, elementary school principal. And when I graduated out of 8th grade, I went over to Coronado for 2 years in Scottsdale, and then I went from that high school to Chaparral for my last 2 years. So I split it, and I split 2 elementary schools too, because I started off at Tonalea Elementary, and went there till 4th grade, till the middle of 4th grade, right? And then after the middle of that, I transferred over about the midpoint of grade school, and went over to Hohokam Elementary. So that's my history, of school. But that's a long time. And think about how long ago that was. I'm 60 years old. I just found out something that somebody I wanted to get in touch with, and it's been like 4 or 5 years, right? And I get a hold of his wife, right? His wife actually pops up on Facebook. I friend her. She friends me back. And she tells me, I go, hey, what happened to Steve? She Because Steve passed away like 4.5 years ago. Actually, he died in 2018. Isn't that crazy? Um, and and she kind of left me kind of hang, and I got back with her again, and I wanted to know what he died from, And she said he went into the hospital for 2 weeks, and in that 2 week span, he had respiratory problems due to complications of COPD, and that's from smoking cigarettes. And hey, Judith Oxnard, hey, welcome back to the channel. So, anyways, he died. He had COPD, and then he got pneumonia. So, combination of COPD, respiratory, that killed him. I had the same thing happen to me, but I didn't smoke. I didn't have cigarettes as a situation for me. But thank God I didn't, because I don't think I'd be talking to you guys. As a matter of fact, I shouldn't even be here in the first place, because I originally died from something, and I've come, I came back. I actually kicked out of it, so I'm good. But I keep my medications up. I check my blood sugar at first thing in the morning. First thing before I do anything is I check my blood sugar, and I get my insulin that I need, and I get all my medications, my high blood pressure pills, my heart medication, my aspirin, and I just take the basics, and that usually keeps me going pretty good. And I upgraded my heating system in here. I bought a, what do you call it, a buddy heater. I used to have one before, but this buddy heater that I bought is the big buddy. It's the biggest one. It was on sale. It was one of those Black Friday sales. Those things are like $200 now, and I got it for like $112. And then I got the 10-foot hose for it to adapt to the 20-pound tank, and that was $44. So that was an investment, but hey, that'll keep me warm. I don't think I'll have problems with. I do have the Wave 3 back here, but the Wave 3 doesn't quite cut the mustard, It just takes the chill out of the air. But that's it. And if I go make myself some coffee, which I did this morning, and I think I had 2 slices of bread. I have to take thyroid in the morning. Yeah, that's some people have thyroid problems, and I've been lucky, and I haven't had that as a problem. And I shouldn't knock on wood here. I might find something else. Why don't you get a diesel heater? Propane is a pain in the butt. You know what? The diesel heater, if I could get one put on here, if I can get the quartzite, maybe I could find somebody that could install one on this thing. Then I would do it. It's better to have more heat, more methods of heating than not, Hey, we got Off-Grid in here. Hey, thanks for coming in. Boondocking with Boomer. What's going on? How's everybody doing out there? DTM, Nez Lover, Judith Oxnard. Yeah, it's raining. It's raining here right now. It's raining pretty good. It's not pouring, but it's a good, I could hear it, And I just, I came to this place I'm at right now, and I actually had them work on sealing the roof, because I had some leaks on the roof. Like where I had the fire in here, there's a vent for the refrigerator. That all melted, and I took all that plastic, I cleaned it all up, and I put a plexiglass to cover up that hole. And I guess I didn't use enough of it. I used that Dicor. So I put I don't know, like 4 things of Dicor up on there, and it wasn't quite enough. I guess with all the heat and the weather in the last few years, it kind of wore off a little bit. So anyway, we got more. We put a couple sticks more up there, and I had silicone up there. I had a bunch of silicone, but I guess silicone doesn't really hold up very well in the heat of the Arizona sun, which, as you guys know, it's pretty devastating at times with the heat and sunshine. You get more sunshine days than not. Now I got a cloudy day, But I'm plugged in electricity here, so I'm good, in terms of that. Let's see, why don't you... Let's see, I'm trying to read here what people are saying. Oh, wait, hold on a second here. Let me scroll up here. It's going to be a cold winter in the desert. I think it's going to be in like a normal... I think we're going to break out of the dryness that we've had. We're gonna get into a wet period, I think. I'm trying to feel if there's any water coming through here. But no. I can hear it. I'm checking. Yeah, I'm kind of checking here to make sure everything's good. I'm kind of glad it's raining, Let's see, I don't trust those buddy heaters. They make moisture and... I have it for extra heat, in case it gets really cold. I mean, really cold. But otherwise, I'm going to use this Wave 3, and it tends to work okay. And, I don't know, and then I can start the vehicle up here, and turn... I got the heat that's on in the vehicle, and I could turn that on for usually about 8-10 minutes, and that warms up the vehicle pretty good. And then usually the sun comes out, and by 9-10 o'clock in the morning, it's 70 degrees in here, so that's how it works. I was going to do a video on how I make coffee in here, how people buy these expensive coffee machines. You don't need to do that. Simply get 2 pans, get a little small strainer about 6 inches in diameter with the flaps, and you put it in the pan. You take your cup that you're going to use to drink your coffee, right? You put just the right amount of water in there. You overdo it a little bit, You put it to the top, and then pour it in to the pan. Boil the water. Put a filter in that little 6-inch strainer that you can use for noodles or whatever, what have you. And then you put the coffee, the right amount. What you do is you find the right amount, and then you put it in a container, and then you have a mix. You have a level to go by, and that'll tell you how much you need every time. When you want a cup of coffee. I always put a little bit more because I like to make my coffee a little stronger than not. But and then I boil the water. I pour the water into the coffee in the filter, and it sucks down into the pan, and then by the time I get that all strained out, I take that strainer with the coffee grinds, I throw it in my trash bag back here that I have, and then I pour that coffee into my cup, and I use a powdered vanilla flavored creamer, which is sugar-free. So that's what I use to make my coffee. I'll actually do a video on it one of these times. So yeah, it's kind of like a French press, yeah. It's the same method, but it's so easy. There's not really cleanup. You keep all your grinds in the filter, and you simply just kind of fold it in when it's all done in your coffee cup, and that way it's not going all over the place. Then you just simply dump it into the trash bag, and you're good. And you can take a little wipe, just one wipe, and you can just give it a little wipe down, and you're good. You're all got a clean cup, you got a clean pan, and you're ready for the next time, And same thing with your cooking. You don't leave your pans and cups or your forks or whatever. Don't let those sit out and dry. Wipe them off, and then boom, and then put them away. And then every single time you're clean, and you're not making a added mess to the place, I find that to be the easiest method and the easiest way, especially with me the way I am. I just have to make sure I'm doing what I have to. How much work just get a... the Keurigs, you got to buy the machine. It's just you got to spend $100. How do you beat inflation? You don't spend. That's how you beat inflation. You don't let inflation beat you up. See, people complain, oh, inflation. Well, then just get your basic supplies. Figure out how to cut the costs. Don't drive around as much. Limit your driving times. So, make sure when you go to the grocery store, you buy extra. so you don't have to spend extra on that gas to get to the grocery store. Better yet, just get Instacart put on your phone and have them deliver your groceries to you. And do it that way. That's a simple, easy way. And when I get to courtside, I'm gonna do the same thing. I found a place up there that will actually deliver what you need. It's just basics. I mean, I try to keep doing the same thing I always do. I buy 18 pack of eggs. If I eat one egg a day or every other day, then it lasts me twice that amount. 30 something days. That's a whole month. So yeah, so you get yourself 2 months supply of eggs, and I'll tell you another good thing. Keep about 6-7 pounds of hamburger, and since I'm got a small refrigerator, I get the little chubs. They're 1 pound size, and it's perfect. You take one out, you leave it, you put it in the refrigerator, it'll thaw out in a day. The next day you're ready for the next item, and then get a bunch of corn tortillas. The little small ones, and you put them in a pan, put some butter, and flip them a couple times, and guess what? You got yourself taco shells, and you put your meat, and inside the meat you put cilantro with some onion, and you do that, and add your tomato, lettuce, cheese, boom, you got yourself a killer meal. Put a little lemon juice in when you're cooking that ground beef with the, what's that noise? Hearing some noise over there. See, how much will that cost the Instacart? I think it's about $10 a month for Instacart. I'm getting 7 days free right now. It's too bad they don't have, but see, the thing is, I could stop it when I go to courtside because there's a grocery store called the Coyote, and the Coyote will deliver to me if I'm in an RV park. They'll deliver to me because what makes the difference is I'm a senior citizen. Since I'm a senior citizen, they'll do the extra for me. So that's the only difference. People that are younger, they can cut corners too. Tortillas good. Yeah, yes. I try to keep things real simple and easy. Another thing I try to do, I bought 2 heads of lettuce from Instacart. It was delivered to me, and then I cut the lettuce right in half, and then the other half is good for 2 days. So those 2 days I need to eat that lettuce up, and then I keep I don't know. I think I had 8 Roma tomatoes with that, and I bought 2 cucumbers. So I cut the cucumbers in half because they're a pretty good size, and then I peeled them, and then I sliced them up with the knife, and boom. I throw those in the big bowl with the lettuce, with the tomato, and I make my own dressing. You know how I make my dressing? I buy Italian seasoning. I take Italian seasoning, and what I do is I mix about less than a quarter, just a little bit less than a quarter inch into a little water bottle that's been dried up. I save it. I put the mix in there, and then I mix about, I would say, about a half inch of vinegar, and then the rest you put, I want to say you stretch your fingers out like this, and that's how much oil you put in there. And you mix the oil, and then you shake the seasoning with the vinegar, and boom, you got yourself some really good salad dressing, Italian style, with just Italian seasoning. You could go to the dollar store, 99-cent store, probably be $1.50 now because of inflation. But so you put those mixes in. See, I have plenty of that's been laying around, so I'm good for quite some time here. But see, beef and egg salad burrito. I've never tried that. Beef and egg salad burrito. I'll have to try that sometime. Delivery fees will make buying from Instacart expensive, don't you think? Well, like I said, I just did it because it was free for 7 days, and then I'm going to stop it, because by the time I get to courtside, I can actually get free delivery in the RV park that I'll be at. I'm Still waiting for those people to call me back because I reserved a spot. So, and I haven't heard back from them. So maybe their office is closed on the weekends. But I was getting calls early this morning, like 6 o'clock, for Medicare. Because they're trying to better my Medicare. Turns out every time they try to better me, see what they do is you get a better plan. It's not really better. You lose something. You either gain or you lose something. And I find this to be true. And so I said, well, what am I losing? Well, here I find out that my insulin that I don't pay for, that it's free, right? Well, they were wanting to charge me like $100 a month for my insulin. And I'm like, no. That's just, no, we're not doing this plan. We're going to stay, I'm going to stay just as I am and just keep the plan that I got. Hospital stays would be more, but in premiums and paying up front, would be more, but with the plan I got. But see, if you stay out of the hospital, then you're good. Who else I got in here? I got to check. Swedes are in here. What's going on? You didn't go live that time, Swedes. I went on at 7 o'clock and I didn't see you there. I was kind of hoping you'd go live. I try to go live here and there. I was going to go live last night, but I was watching some YouTube videos on some things, I say I keep up on what's going on in the world here, So don't change your plan. They are trying to right, exactly. See, and I know that because I check I know what I have, and I know what I pay for, and see I get extra help from my medications that I take every day, like my heart medication. And Tresto is very expensive, and I get that, and that's a tier 3. They go by tiers. So you got tier 1, tier 2, and tier 3 medications. My insulins are actually tier 3. But my Novolog insulin, fast-acting insulin, which brings your sugar level down real quick, that I get for at no cost per month. That turns out to be no cost at all to me. So so they're basically going to give me 90-day supply, which I have. I have a almost 4 month supply in here right now, and it's in my refrigerator, so that I'm keeping it cool. On these needle nose, it looks like they look like they're felt pens basically, and you just turn you turn your amount of milligrams that you're going to take, depending on what your sugar is. If my sugar is 100, my sugar was like 119 when I woke up. So what did I do? I gave myself 11 units. 11 units will bring me down to like 130, my sugar level, which is ideal for me. So that's what I keep it up pretty good. I just wish I'd done this from the very beginning, and I wouldn't have this neuropathy that I have currently. So what do we got? We got the Freedom Run in here. We got who else we got? I'm trying to see. I want to mention Meta Guy. We got Swedes. What else we got in here? Trying to make sure I announce everybody in here. Judith Oxnard was in here too, so I'll acknowledge her too. But I think I did acknowledge her, but I'll not acknowledge her again. So is Judith in here? Do we have Judith Oxnard in here? It's good to have her back. Good that she's back. I unblocked some people that were blocked, and some of those people came back and they were nasty. So guess what? They end up back on the block list. I don't know why they do that. If they just come in here and behave, then they can stay. I don't have to block them every single time that they're going to be nasty in here. Just behave and you're good. Everybody's good in here. But it's good to see Nez in here. I'm not on here. I don't usually sit on YouTube all the time, so a lot of times I don't know when people are on, unless I really pay attention and have YouTube all the time. But the problem is that it wears the phone battery down, That's the problem I got. So let me check Let me make sure it's not leaking anywhere. Hold on a second here. Let me check. Let's see here. So I got a nice shaved head here. Should keep my hair shaved off, you know. And guess what? Simple, easy cleanup, you know. It's easy to wash your hair when you don't have much hair to actually you have to take care of, you know. We'll just leave. I try to do things as simply as I possibly can when I'm out and about here. So, but you know, here's when I had the fire. The fire department had to chisel all this out, and then of course I got my solar meter right here. See if I can show you. What is it sitting at? Let's see here. Let me blow that up a little bit. It's sitting at 1333, 13.3. So yeah, it's sitting at a 13.3. A full charge would be like 13.6. 13.5 would be a good charge for the solar. But I am plugged into electricity, so that usually, and then I got a little meter here too on this little device here. And I got my USB, and I got 2 more USBs off of this. You see, my phone's plugged in right here. Out of one of the USBs, out of the, what, 1, 2, 3. There's actually 4 USBs off of that. And this right here is off of solar. And then I have the other one, which is coming off of 12 volts on the other side of this. And then that powers the refrigerator, 12 volts. But when you're plugged in, it's too much voltage. And so what it does is it'll shut the refrigerator off. So what you need to do is just leave it plugged into the electricity with the regular AC power adapter that it came with. And then that way the refrigerator stays on all the time. And it will when I leave, when I unplug it, I'll just plug it back into the cigarette lighter and it'll be good. And that's amazing what that refrigerator, the Iceco, has been a really good refrigerator. Just hope it continues to operate like it has, you know. Some people change up with different type of refrigerators, like they cost a couple $100, and they, you know, they last a year and a half, and then you got to toss them away. These got a 5-year warranty on them, so that's pretty good there. Let's see, I did get the buddy heater, but I don't have it in here right yet. It came, and then to this business, and they put it away for me, so they're gonna get it to me sometime this afternoon. So take it from there. I might order some groceries too to come here as well. I might. I think I got an order set for. And you got your choices of grocery stores too. You could pick whoever's in the area. Let's see what we got. Jeffrey Lebowski in here. Yeah. See. Yeah. It's raining. It's a steady rain. It's actually pretty steady, and it's not leaking anywhere. From what I can see. See, I'm trying to. It's a good test. It's a good test for the guy that did the work on the roof. Now he went up with the guy here that works here went up on the roof with a hose, garden hose, and turned the water on just to make sure it wasn't leaking from the air conditioning seal. See, those air conditioning seals don't hold up very long on these things. So, and I find that instead of putting a seal, what you could do is you could put a bead of silicone all the way around the tray of the actual air conditioning unit. And then that way, when water comes gushing in there, it can't actually get in unless it comes through the flaps of the plastic panel up above. And in that case, you can have a leak that way. But that would be like if you were just getting a downpour. That would come out and turn out like that. But besides that, it's pretty good. Kind of feels like. So where you're Nez? You're in Ohio, aren't you? What part of Ohio are you in? I'm just curious what part of Ohio. I know you're in Ohio somewhere. Let's see. Jeffrey, I don't know. So what'd you find out, Jeff? Hey, Jeff, are you going to be able to? Are you going to be able to hit the road? Are you going to be able to come out the court site? Yes, Newark, Ohio. Okay, Newark. What would that be close by? What big major city in Ohio? Like Phoenix would be your major city in Maricopa County. That's where most of your people live, is in Phoenix. And then you got your suburbs. See, we don't really call it suburbs here. It's weird. We do things differently, and we always have done things differently in Arizona. Like, we don't do the time change like everybody else. We just don't follow what the rest of the country does. Our government system here is kind of like, it's like they do their own thing, man. But we do it the right way, you know. When elections come around, they take care of things like they're supposed to. They have laws that they implement, like they did this time around. They made things better. They made it when, if machines go bad, then you put your vote and you put it in drawer 3. And if you put it in drawer 3, then it gets counted. It's that simple. But these people made a big deal out of it. You know, the Republicans. You know, Carrie Lake, she was the one that made the big deal about it. Not everybody else. And then people kind of like follow what she says. You know, she's worse than Donald Trump, man. She's like wacko. Something's not right in that woman's brain. That's all I'm going to say. I can't say much more about her, you know. But she lost. It was a close race. She lost by 20,000 votes. But she lost. Hand-counted votes. They did everything the right way. Took 2 weeks. She said it should only take 1 day. Well, not when you hand count. It's not going to take 1 day. So anyway, but at the end of the day, the bottom line is she lost. But she won't concede. She should concede that she lost. Anybody that loses should just concede. And most people out there did that in this election. They conceded. It's a proper thing to do. You lose, you lost. It's simple. And if you want to try the next time, 4 years. Okay, so now she has to wait 4 years before she could try again. But not necessarily. She could become Donald Trump's vice president for the presidency of vice president of the United States of America. That's if Donald Trump wins. Yeah, I can care less who actually wins the election. I mean, I don't care for Donald Trump. I've never been a big fan of his. But if he becomes president, it'll be 4 years that we have to deal with him. And guess what? Then he's out. He can't run anymore after his 4 years, because then he's got his 8 years in. And then the next guy. Then it's the next guy. So we need better people qualified to work in government, not people that are unqualified like Carrie Lake. She was not experienced in government, and basically she was making statements that she was going to do all these things. She can't possibly do all these things because these things cost too much money to do. You know, they're gonna deal with the border. Yeah, we got a border problem. I mean, come on, we got a lot of these Latinos coming across the border. It's just, and they're undocumented, and it's hard to stop that. You need drones. You need all kinds of things, to beat it down so it can't beat us up. Let's see, Davey believes everything they say. I don't believe everything they say. That's not correct. Not everything. But I have the right to believe what I want. I do. That's my right as a person that lives in the state of Arizona, the great state of Arizona. It is a great state. I will say that things get done properly here. In a different way, but it gets done. Let's see, obviously he isn't watching Fox. I don't have Fox News. I'd have to pay for it, and I don't have it. I've got regular Channel 12, Channel 10, Channel 5. I got those newscasts, and they cover everything, They They cover a little bit of this and that, and that's just what they do. It's not a 24-hour, 7-day-a-week newscast, you know. So, but anyway, I'm not so concerned about it. I'm not on any of the news channels. I mean, come on. You some people like to call me Mr. CNN, but no, that's not. No, I mean, I'm in between CNN and Fox. I'm right down the middle. Okay, I'm not too far to the left. I'm not too far to the right, and that's just how it is. A lie is a lie, regardless of its. CNN doesn't lie about everything. I mean, if they cover something on monkeys, or if they cover something on something different, sports, is telling that a team lost 3-1 in a soccer match, is that a lie? I mean, okay, you lost 3-1, so the team that lost, do you mean tell me they're not going to concede? They're going to say they won because they lost? I mean, come on. We need to get real with all this stuff, you know? But Fox does not tell the truth either, Revelator. Fox is not a solid news network. There really isn't one. There really isn't one. Fox News is Trump news. Is yeah, to a degree. Trump wants to say they don't do everything that they should for him. Newsmax would be more of a Donald Trump channel. Newsmax. I'm trying to think. There's another newscast that's out there too. I can't think of the name of it. There's quite a few out there. There's probably three or four different newscasts out there. And you know, you could go in between Fox and CNN. You could go to Newsmax, and then you're going to be right down the middle between the two. You know, I think most of these newscasts support Donald Trump. I think they do. You know, and I would say, yeah, CNN is definitely a non-Trump, you know, because they want to stand for democracy. Now, which channel do you consider democracy? Which one is true democracy? Do we really know that answer? I don't think we do. I don't think there is an answer to it. Listening to Davy's thoughts on Father's like watching. Ha! You're funny, Revelator. I get a kick out of you. So what's the weather like where you're at, Revelator? You're about 50 miles from me. Is it sunny and dry where you're at? Or is it raining like it is down here? I'm way south. I'm closer to Tucson. And then I'm far east of Phoenix. By about 30, 35, 40 miles, roughly. But yeah, Phoenix is spread around big time. It is one spread out city. Raining and cold. Well, yeah, it's warm here. It's not cold, but it's kind of a warm. It's kind of a warm rain. But what is today? Today's Saturday. I think they said Monday was a big storm was coming, but we'll see what happens. We will see, right? I mean, is that a lie? That it's okay? We're going to say it's not raining when it's raining. Now, wouldn't that be a lie? That would be a lie, and that would be not right in terms of God's thoughts and God's way of doing things. No, it's definitely it's more on the cold side than it's raining, and there isn't much of a wind, so we're good there. Hopefully. This is a start to a wetter. Well, our lakes are doing pretty good here. All of our lakes, we see the Phoenix area has a bunch. It has underground water, and it has its lakes. The two biggest man-made lakes I think we have in the Phoenix areas. In the Phoenix area would be Lake Pleasant, and then because. What goes into there is a CAP, which comes out of the Colorado River. Whatever Nevada decides to send us into the CAP. Now, that CAP water, basically what happens, usually it goes to California. It's for irrigation purposes, usually. And that's why we have canals here in the Phoenix area. We have a lot of canals. Canals store water, and then we got our Lake Pleasant. It's dammed up with the earthen dam. You guys should check that out. Go online and check out Lake Pleasant. It's a pleasant lake. It's very nice, and it's got stripers in it because a lot of stripers are in Lake Mead, and that channels down into Lake Pleasant. So just to give you some advice on what kind of fish we have here. And supposedly lake stripers are pretty good tasting fish. Go to Sin City Outdoors and check out that channel. Check out D Tech out of Las Vegas. He gives annual what's coming into Lake Mead and what's going out of it. So he covers basically the lake level of Lake Mead, and what the thing about Las Vegas is all they have is just Lake Mead. It's one big jumbo lake, but it's only got about 25% water in there. 25, I think it's about 25% right now. It's about 25% full and about 75% empty. That's about what the water rate is. If you guys are paying attention to, if you're on the East Coast, Midwest, I don't think you care about any of that. But things are drying up. But maybe things are starting to change. We're getting some rain here. Maybe that takes care of our lakes, right? We get Lake Pleasant filled up, and we got Saguaro Lake, we got Canyon Lake, we got Apache Lake, we got Roosevelt. See, Roosevelt and Lake Pleasant are about the two biggest lakes that we have, man-made wise, in Arizona. Yeah, Roosevelt feeds water to Apache Lake, and then from Apache it goes to Canyon Lake, and from Canyon Lake it goes into Saguaro Lake, and from Saguaro Lake it feeds down to Tempe Town Lake, which is in the Phoenix area, and it's not a big lake. It's only about 10 feet deep, and it probably goes for about 4 or 5 miles of stretch of lake. So it's like a long lake, but it's actually a river, if you think about it, because when that channels down from Saguaro Lake, it goes into the Salt River, the lower Salt River. And then there's the upper Salt River, which is above Roosevelt Lake. And then the upper river called Salt River, the upper, goes and feeds into Lake Roosevelt. And that's how we get our water dispersed around, and that's how we conserve water here in Arizona. And then, of course, we got Lake Pleasant, but there's no chain of lakes at Lake Pleasant. From Lake Pleasant, it just goes and gets fed to, I guess, California. I think that's how it all works out. But that's basically our lake system in a nutshell. Let's see, they are doing. Let's see, it's what is it? Let's see, Nesjo thinks they are doing weather modification. So anyway, but right now our weather is cloudy and it's a drizzle rain right now, just drizzling. So it's not much of a. We're not going to get much water out of this. We'll probably get maybe a 1/16 of an inch of rain out of this water that we're getting. So, but like I said, every drop counts when it comes to making sure that every person. Because if you consider Phoenix, the whole area, it's roughly about 5 million people that live in Phoenix. And then you got your smaller counties, you got Coconino County, you got Yavapai County, you got Apache County, you got Navajo County, you got Gila County. Let's see, you got Pinal County, you got La Paz County, you got Mojave County, and those are the counties. There's some more. I'm probably missing a couple, maybe a few there, but I'm getting the basic, the big section of where the big bulk of people that live in the Arizona territory, But Phoenix, like I said, Maricopa County is the biggest county, and then next one would be Coconino, which is Flagstaff is in Coconino. Flagstaff, Williams, Coconino County. Then you got Yavapai County, which is Prescott. You know, Prescott was big. The Earps used to, the Earps, and then there's Mary Cummings, the lady that was involved with the Tombstone Man. Doc Holliday. So and that they had it up in Prescott, and shoot, they went all over the place. I think they even went up into Nevada eventually. And then over to California, and they kind of made their way wherever there was gold and silver. That's where the Earps went. They covered territory as it was getting mined, and when it was all finished, when they weren't getting much out of it, then they went on to the next town. That's just what the Earps did. If you want to look at Earp, Wyatt Earp history, in terms of what he did in Arizona, Tombstone was of course the famous thing, with the, Doc Holliday and Mary Cummings, which she is buried. I actually did a video on that. I did a video on Mary Cummings' grave at Prescott, Arizona. So that was kind of cool when I could walk, Now, if I had a scooter that I could get on the scooter and I could, with this kind of have a little off-road type of vehicle, then I'd be good, see coronavirus. See, coronavirus is really picking up. A lot of people are getting that virus again, especially in the Phoenix area. High levels of coronavirus going around. But see, our government's not covering it like it did. They're letting people choose what they want, which is the right thing to do. People want to die, then it's their choice. It's their choice whether you take a vaccination or you don't. See, I did a vaccination, 3 years ago? It did kill me. I'm still alive. So that was a myth that they put out there about shots that you could take, for the virus. But in my condition, with having diabetic condition, the shot made more sense to me. So I took it. And I'm still around. And if I die, it's because God was ready to take me, and my number came up. That's just the way I look at it. I find it with all the places that you don't believe in. Weather modification. Now, let's see. God is in control of the weather and not man. No, a lot of people want to say man is controlling the weather. Man has technology to control the weather, which, with carbon monoxide, going up into the atmosphere, that burns some of the ozone up. And when the ozone gets burned up, then the sun's able to penetrate more onto the earth and cause, some there's usually consequences with that, but like I said, we take with what we get. Whatever God gives us, we take. It's that simple. We take what God gives us, and we live with it, and that's how we do things. Everything's in accordance with God. God always plays his part. He does what he's supposed to do. He made clouds rise from the. You're good with scripture, Revelator. You have all those memorized. That's good. It's real good that you do that, because my memory is not nearly as good as yours. Let's see. I don't believe in flat Earth nonsense. See, flat Earth. I mean, come on. I mean, if you're looking out from space and you're looking at planet Earth, what does it look like? It's round. What keeps everything when you're at the bottom section of Earth? It's gravity. Gravity keeps us, to where we are. In other words, gravity takes care of us as we walk. as we do whatever we do. Gravity takes care of it. Even though everything might be round, and you're in a big ship and you're at the bottom section, the gravity keeps you directional. Keeps you where you should be. Otherwise you'd be dropping off the planet. If you want to think about it that way. Let's see. Revelator Phoenix, yes, Swedes. Yeah, I met the Revelator. I actually met him in person a few times, up in Flagstaff, and then I seen him down here, and I think I've seen him in Phoenix. Well, maybe not. I'm not so sure about the Phoenix area, but I've seen him up in Flagstaff. I think it was just Flagstaff. I don't think I've actually made contact with Revelator physically, on a physical part of it, in the Phoenix area. I've never have. Because I'm in the south end of the valley and he's up at the north end of the valley. He hangs up at the North Phoenix area. Let's see. So Revelator, you're hanging, where are you at now? Walmart parking lot? You're in the Wally World parking lot. I'm not going to say which one, but I'm not going to dox you. Swedes, what do you know? We actually have something we can agree on. It's hard. See, the thing about everything on planet Earth is we all can't agree on one thing. We just can't. Well, look at we got a country called Russia, and they're beating the crap out of Ukraine for what? Why are they doing this to Ukraine? What is the end game for Russia? What is it that they're going to get out of this? They've damaged everything in that country. They bombed every hospital. They bombed every building. I mean, what's next? What are they going to do if they get the land? What are they going to do with it? You know how much it's going to cost them to get that country up and running? It's going to cost a fortune. And who in the world has that kind of money to do that? Russia's beating up Ukraine, but Ukraine's holding its own as long as they have weapons, as long as they have they got ammo, as long as they got plenty of ammo, and they've got better grade weapons now. Ukraine does, because we've given them some good stuff. Not stuff that they could go in and they can launch missiles into Russia, that's the part I don't understand. Why can't they just go bomb the heck out of Russia and go ahead and hit Moscow, with a big bomb or something, a conventional bomb, not a nuclear bomb, just a conventional one. Let's see, what do we got? Who else we got here? We got try to read this. 69XX Fun. Find your love in East City. Yeah, I don't know who they are, but they're coming into my channel. There's somebody new. It's somebody I'm not familiar with. It's Ukraine already won. It's just it's a waiting. Yeah, you're most likely you're right, Swedes, because Russia has not been able to take. Matter of fact, what they have been able to take, Ukraine's gained back. But the one thing Ukraine needs to get back is Crimea. Russia took Crimea and then they annexed it, and then they annexed a little section that they took down that strip, along the eastern wall. And so Ukraine's working its way into getting all that stuff back. But they need to get Crimea back. And once they get Crimea back, then things will change. See, people are going to say, yeah, we want to be part of Russia, right? It's because Russia army, when you got a gun to your head, what are you going to say? Think about it that way, David. You can dock all you want. Part of the. I had a stranger come up and tell me in front of another nomad yesterday he has my back. The guy was built like the Hulk. Okay, yeah. Well, you know what? Hey, I got no issue with you, Revelator. You're part of the grid here, and you do things proper. You don't go overboard with anything. You just do your thing, and that's good. You educate people in here. See, I got somebody in here that could put the scripture in here, and you know, and we have some, and you're the guy to do it. Let's see, Revelator. Yeah, Jeffrey, you just might be right, and I'm not going to make the statement in the channel here, but I'll end up giving you a call, Jeffrey. I'll give you a call when I get off of here. I'll give you a ring, but we got a pretty good group here, actually. We got a good group in here. The Swedes is a guy that holds his own, and he's always been a solid YouTube channel out there. I wish the Swedes and Mr. Davey and us could meet up at Quartzsite. I did get with an old grade school, elementary school guy that I went to school with, and I talked to him last night, and he's got a camper van, and he liked to meet up with me. I told him what happened with me, and he said the same thing kind of happened with him, and so he wants to meet up with me, and so I'll get back with him. I want to get with him. I went to grade school with him, and I think about a year and a half of high school with him too, and then of course I went. You got to remember, I split 2 high schools down the middle. But the second high school I went to, I ended up knowing more people. I became more friends with more people at that school than I did at the first one. And here I played football. I did sports. I was on the track program. I was on the football team, and still, even though I did all those things and I did them well, people, I really didn't get to meet anybody. I mean, I didn't have time. I'd do my events in the track meet, and I'd play the football. After football, I'd freaking, put my stuff in the locker and head back home. I never went out after the games and stuff and did stuff with people. I just did my own thing. Kind of like what I'm doing now. Tends to be the same thing, the same way. So this is a Christian. Yeah, this is. There's no hate in here. There's no room for hate. We're human beings. We need to act like it. The whole country, the whole world needs to do that more, because it's all about the Lord. It's all about God. Everything's about God, and God is real, and so is Jesus. So you got to remember that Jesus is real. He loves everybody, and he wants to have everybody a part of his group. And he wants everybody to get on board, join the same team. And there's more truth to it and more evidence to prove it than there isn't. It's like people trying to prove they lost. They won the election when they lost. They could say something all they want, but if they don't have evidence to back it, they have nothing. That's the way I look at it. But Arizona, kind of I don't know, people, we're split up here. Arizona is a split community. It's half Republican and a little bit more Democrat. It's become more Democrat than it is Republican. It used to be a solid Republican state. Usually all the time. When there's elections, it's always been Republican. You got to remember, Arizona history, before you had Senator Goldwater back in the day, which he passed away long ago, but he was Republican when he was there. It was a Republican state. The vote always went Republican, but since all that, now it's tend to shift. It's shifted its direction in the direction of Democratic than it is Republican. Just by a little bit, not by much. I would say 20%, maybe 25% more Democrat than it is Republican. It's basically a couple percentage points. And so that's what makes our elections real tight and close. It's been that way last what 2 elections. So, but yeah, we have two Democratic senators, and we have a Democratic governor now, which previously we had a Republican governor, but now it's a Democrat. So now it's two. Now it's all categories have all switched to Democrat in Arizona. The state's turned blue. It's just what it is. So that's so. Let's see. Is there a good Scottsdale Community College? Of course, off grid. There's Arizona is full of nice-looking ladies. Always has been. Always will be. I imagine. Let's see. The name of the star is Wormwood. It equals Second Coming. Yeah, we're just waiting. We're waiting for we're waiting for Jesus to come back. We're waiting for Christ to return, and He will have His return. But we gotta remember He's gonna be pulling people up. He'll be pulling people up, and you'll see people just being left on the planet, whereas everybody's getting pulled up to heaven because they're grounded with God and Jesus. So that's the way it's going to work. And people that don't believe, it's going to be, you can't, some people you just can't convince until they actually, and then all of a sudden they're in a corner and they're like, what did I do? What did I just, tell me I got, if I don't believe, I don't believe. Either you're a believer or not. It's one or the other. I've always believed. Since I was a young kid. When I was a young kid, I was Catholic, and then I switched to I went from Catholic to being a Baptist, and then I was dipped in a water tank at North Phoenix Baptist Church. And that's when R.V. Davey became a Baptist. I think I was about 26, 7 years old when that came about. So, but since 27, and when I am 60, so I've been a Baptist since. So it is what it is. Let's see, what's Off Grid saying. We got Arizona has more independent voters than Dems and Republicans. Look it up. So I believe you're right, because Off Grid, you know what I am, don't you? What do you think I am? I'm an independent. I've been that way. I've been that way since I was 18 years old. Before then, I couldn't vote. But being able to vote, I've always been independent. It's funny, because I actually voted for Ross Perot back when I first was able to vote. He was the first person I voted for president. Of course, he didn't come close to winning, but I did vote for him. But yeah, I've always been an independent. Yeah, see, I like being right in the middle, because you're not too far to the right, and you're not too far to the left. That's just the way that's just what I believe. That's just me. And then, of course, I also believe in, and who do I also vote for? I vote for God. I vote for Jesus. That's who I vote for, If I could have a president of the United States of America or the world as a leader, it'd be Jesus. It'd be Jesus, for sure. No doubt. See, Ross was a great candidate. He was, Jeff. That's what I thought, I liked everything about him. I liked what he had to say. I liked what he definitely knew economics, let's put it that way. He was good with that. Now, but you look at the world today, the whole world's its economy is really bad. It's bad everywhere. So, Donald Trump says he's going to fix the economy and make it $2 gas again. How's he going to do it? First of all, how is he going to win the election? Even if let's just say he gets convicted of the files, the documents, he could still be the president. He could actually get convicted and go to jail and be able to be president of the United States in a jail cell. But that can't work. Once you become a president, once people elect you, the government can't can't convict you of anything. And I think he's unconvictable. I don't think you can convict Donald Trump of anything. I don't think you can. He may be the next president of the United States. He very well could be. That's all I'm saying. I mean, there are that many people that believe that. They really want Donald Trump back. They think he's the answer to everything. But is he? After he's done, let's say he gets back for 4 years, will he fix everything? It could be that he doesn't. It could be that he comes as president of the United States and can't accomplish anything. Then what do we say? What do we say? We made a mistake in putting Donald Trump back in office. I don't like Donald Trump personally. I mean, that's just me. But if everybody and everybody else wants him in, then so be it. I live with it. I live with whoever. I don't have a say so. I'm just one person. But if there's 99.9% of the other that believes the other way, then guess what? I have to be part of that. I have to accept it. See, there you get there again. That's where R.V. Davey has to concede. Either way, I got to concede. If I lose, if I'm a loser to that thought or whatever, then I concede. That's the proper way to do it. And that's just what I will do. So if Donald Trump wins, then I concede. So what? So be it. I live with what he's going to do. And see what he can do. See if he can fix our problems. So maybe we are the key focus of the world's economy. Maybe if we fix everything here on this planet, or at least at the United States level, maybe the whole Earth and everybody else's economy works and goes around just as it should. Maybe it all comes together and works again. Maybe it is. It could be that way. It could be that way. But either way, I accept it. I concede if I lose. 90% over, if I'm only 1% that believes one thing and everybody else believes another, then I have to join their team because they win, I may not like it, but I have to be part of it and I have to tolerate it. That's why the word concede comes into play. So, but that's just me. And like I said, I probably vote. Well, if you probably, then good, good for you. I just don't like the guy, but if you like him, then like I said, then I concede. If all of you, if you think the same way as everybody else, then I have to think your way when he wins. I mean, that's just the way it is. But I'm not gonna put up an argument. I'm not gonna put up a fight like somebody loses, like Carrie Lake loses and she puts up a fight. No, there's no fight. If I lost by 1%, guess what? I lost. I concede. I lost by 1%. I don't like it. It was very close. It was almost 50-50, but I lost. And then I accept that fact that I lost. And that's just how I am. I play the game the way the game should be played. And then who do I mainly vote for? I vote for Jesus. I vote for Jesus Christ. Because he's my Savior. That's who I vote for. He's my key person. He's what grounds me to the earth. That's just me. But like I said, if 99.9% of people don't want to be grounded by Jesus Christ, they don't have to be. They don't have to be. But let's say I lose, and Jesus Christ loses to the 99 point that doesn't believe in him. Well, that's where I won't concede. I will stick with my Savior as Jesus Christ. I just will. And that's the only way that I make sure I'm always conceding, I'm always agreeing, and I'm always on the same team as Jesus Christ. That's how I stand. And if the other 99 or 95, whatever percentage, if they want to vote, if they don't want to believe, then they can believe that way. But I'm sticking with Jesus. because I know him to be true, and he is true. He is true to true. True as true can be. Let's put it that way. Davy spent his days worrying about. No, I don't, Revelator. I do not. You know, you know how I don't think about much. It's you know what? It's better not to leave your mind full of stuff because then you're just you're exhausted because you're thinking of one particular way and you shouldn't because you're just gonna stress yourself out. I don't stress myself out. I try not to do that. I used to be the happiest guy on the earth. I was happy go when I was younger, and as I got older, I started seeing the light. I saw the light, and since I've seen the light, I do things accordance with the. I just stay grounded to Jesus Christ, my Savior. That's just who I do. That's just what I do. I don't care what anybody else does, but I know what I have to do, and I'd rather do that than when I die and then I go straight to hell. And that's not where you don't want to be where you're going to go to hell. That's just something you got to avoid at all costs if you can help it. I need to learn how to see stress. You got to let stress go. You got to learn to just release it. And how I release a lot of my stress by coming on here and by opening up and talking and saying whatever. That's how I release my stress. And it works. I channel my stress. I just release it out through YouTube. I'm not the biggest, I'm not a famous guy on YouTube, and I'm not even close to being famous on YouTube. I'm not the most known on YouTube. I'm not the most anything on YouTube. I'm just a guy that comes on here and does live streams and I let loose of my stress. I take my everyday whatever and I just let it out right here online, just as I am right now. So yeah, exactly, Revelator. Yes, all the people that come in here, they're overlords to me, and that's just how it is. I accept all that. I accept it. Just like I accept Jesus Christ as my Savior. Same way. I'm grounded by Him. He grounds me to the planet as I'm still here. But He will call me up one day there'll be that day. I will be taken from here not to come back. And then I'll be able to be with with people, and luckily I'll be with people in heaven, But I got to make sure I keep myself grounded, I always have to remember every day who is the person in charge. Got to remember that, and I got to make that my final word. My final word is that Jesus Christ is my Savior. I got to remember that. When He takes me, that's the one thing I always got to keep my eye on and stay focused with is Jesus Christ. Yeah, Jesus Christ. That's right. That would be correct. Let's see. Reverend, sounds like you're talking about. Then there's one part of the Bible that was actually left out. It's called Enoch's. Enoch. Enoch was a part of the Bible that was left out. And that's an interesting. You guys ought to look that up. Look up Enoch and read into that and see what you think. It's interesting. It's a whole different ball game with Enoch, But Enoch is, I'm not going to say. It'd be like giving up it'd be like giving up a movie that you went and saw, So I'll let everybody else make that choice. Look up Enoch and see what it says there. It's interesting. Let's see the Bilderberg group, the Bilderberg. Yeah, I haven't read up on Bilderberg. I haven't read up on that. That's something I'm going to read up on, though. You know, I learned things from Revelator though. I do pick up. He has whatever he puts in here. It's usually useful. It's useful to anybody that wants um, to go in and read and you know, and just to take a look at what's there, and then you make out of it what you want. You know, but it's there. It's there for the taking. If everybody wants to go in there and take it, you know, you just go reach out and grab it. It's an annual off the record conference established in 1954 to foster dialogue between Europe and North America. The group's agenda originally to prevent another world war. See, and that's where we're at right now, Revelator. We're trying to prevent a world war right now. We're trying to prevent World War III. So far, we've been able to do it. Indirectly, we're kind of involved because we're giving Ukraine the weapons that they can fight with. We're not giving them too much. We're giving them. We're probably not giving them enough to fight with. But they need. I understand they need more weapons. So, but the Germans and the French and some of the others are going to have to get together and, you know, and spend a bit more than what we're doing here. You know, we can only do so much in the United States. See, we don't want to give up too much of what we have because we might need it too. You know, but I understand what we're doing there. We're feeding Ukraine, and what's happening is Russia's gonna, you know, it can't keep up the pace it's at. I mean, what's been since February? How many months now? How many months have they been using bombs and missiles? And let me think here: February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November. We're almost a year. It's been almost a year that Russia went into Ukraine and has been beating up on Ukraine. See, Russia used to have Ukraine when it was part of the Soviet Union, but there is no more Soviet Union anymore. See, Putin lost it, but he wants to be characterized as somebody like Peter the Great. If you want to go back into Russian history, Peter the Great, you know, and if you want to go that far, but you know, it's just, we'll see what happens. We're not there yet. You know, Putin hasn't. I don't think he's going to achieve what he thinks he's going to. I think he's not going to get anywhere other than he's losing a lot of tanks, missiles, and airplanes. You know. See, bye. Okay, so Jeffrey's getting out of here. Okay, I barked at the moon last night, and it looked like kind of round to me. Let's see. Okay, Nez, let's see. We are all allowed to believe what we believe. We all have been given the free will. Yeah, we all got free will. Like I said, I've said that all along, you know, and some people tend to want you to think another way. A lot of people want you to believe in Donald Trump. And see, my free will is I don't believe in him, and he's not ever been my president, and I don't want him to be, and I don't accept him as my president, even though I might lose to everybody else. I might have to concede, but I won't like conceding, but if I have to, then I will. But I won't like it. Yes, the Book of Enoch is in. Yeah, the Book of Enoch. Check that out. I mean, I need to do some more reading in that myself. So I'm going to go back in there and I'm going to do that. But I've been doing a lot of reading since I've had this phone, since I've had, you know, the internet capability. It's like I have the library at my fingertips. You know, it's kind of nice having the library at your fingertips. You don't have to go to the library. You can get everything on your phone nowadays. If you want to learn to do something, if you want to know how to cook something, you want to know how to make something, you can figure it out on YouTube. Believe me, there's a video on everything. And if there isn't, somebody will come up with it, Nobody who practices, it's the falsehood will get into the kingdom. No, if you're not going to believe, if you're going to practice, the non-Jesus way, you're not going to get to heaven. No, you won't. You could go watch videos on that too. There are people that have actually died and gone to hell and come back, and they've written books to tell the story that no, God is real. They saw what hell is and what hell does to you. But Satan is a good manipulator. He'll do everything that he can to persuade you to be on his side. And then a lot of people tend to do that. In other words, they sin. And we're all sinners, but then we have to learn to learn how to live a clean life, And that's, getting to be paralyzed like I am, I've certainly learned to do that, I practice both the Bible and, let's see, I think Nez says the Bible and witchcraft. Oh no, Les. Oh no, Nez, witchcraft is really bad. It's really evil. But it's interesting. It's an interesting subject. You might as well study what you can. And it's best to know everything that you can if you can read about it. But you don't have to believe it. That's for sure. But I don't. I like to know about what I'm up against. I do like to know that, so I can better protect myself. That's what I do. That's just me. It doesn't mean everybody else has to follow what I do. I just know what I have to do to get to where I need to go, and that's just to follow Jesus Christ's path. And that's it. Everything else I have to let go and just throw it away. If it's evil or bad, it's got to go out the door. It's out the door. We throw it in the grinder bin. We get rid of it. We send it away, as far away from us as we can. That's just what I do. That's just me. I'm just saying anybody else can do what they want. I try to do everything the proper way, Swedes. If I go out, let's say I go out to Quartzsite, a lot of those people are party animals out there. See, I'm not going to engage in that. That's just not that's just not me. But I'll go out there, but I'll hang to myself. And if I meet more people just like me, as I am, that believe the same things in the same way, and, I can join up with them here and there. I'm not saying every day, but some of it, the lectures and testimony. Let's see, but the cowardly and the unbelieving, the murderers, the sexually immoral, those who practice magic arts and liars, they will all be consigned to the fiery take of burning sulfur. Yeah, things do get hot. That one gentleman I watched on him, that he was a non-believer, and he went to hell when he died, and he came back, and now he's got a book out. It's interesting. You should check this guy out. He was actually a Phoenix man. He lived in what a place to live. You live in a hot place, and you go to another hot place when you die. That's that's nowhere. That's nowhere where I want to go. Nez fell into the burning lake of fire, went down, and then flames went higher. Like I said, you can't convince everybody to do what everybody else is going to do. Some people just choose to go their own path, their own way, and then that's just how it is. I accept that. I just know what I'm going to do. And that's it. That's all I need to know. Like I said, there's percentages of people that do whatever, and it doesn't mean I'm going to do the same thing. It just means that under my percentage point, I might be the only one. I might be the only one that thinks that way and wants to go that direction. But whatever it is, it is, and I accept it. Let's see, that's Johnny Cash song. Yeah, Johnny Cash. Now, Johnny Cash, he's interesting. Burn, 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 burn the rings of fire. You remember that? So there you go. Johnny Cash was right online with. Yeah, he knew. He knew. Johnny Cash went. I'm convinced Johnny Cash. I hope Johnny Cash made it to where he needed to go. But maybe he didn't. I don't know. I don't have the answers because I don't know how everybody's brain works, and I never will. I'll never know that. People can always, but people will always have hope, and pray that the people that did leave planet Earth, that they went to the proper place where they needed to go. Can you let the public know why? Well, we got a troll here. Let's see. We got our first troll. Hold on. Okay, we got rid of a troll. No big deal. So that's I live my life for today. Not for tomorrow, but for today. After today, I'll wake up tomorrow and I'll live that day. I live in present moment. I live in the present moment, and that's how I work here on this channel. But my channel is my channel, and when a troll comes in there, I get rid of them because I gave my life to Jesus Christ, and that's it. I've moved forward since. I've moved on since I've done that, and that's it. For those people that wanted to sin and make comments and be against one person's thought or whatever, then what's going to happen to them. You know what's going to happen, and they don't seem to care. But they should care. They need to be a human being and a decent one. And if they can't be a decent human being, then what are they? They're part of evil. And if they're going to be part of the evil sword, then you know what's going to happen. Let's see, do you think you... Here's another... hold on, let me get rid of him. Oh, he's hard to get rid of. Not that hard. Not hard enough. As long as I'm grounded to the Lord. Hold on, I'm going to get him out of here. Yeah, as long as I'm grounded to the Lord, these evil people are going to be out of here. And see, that person got unblocked, and now he's reblocked. So he'll have to come in under somebody else now. And then as soon as he says something evil or bad, he's going to be immediately out of here. Some are commissioned by God to save, regardless of how bad or it hurts weak people's feelings. That's correct, Revelator. That's correct. Yeah, all the trolls I've gotten. The one, he was hard to get rid of. He was really hard, but I got rid of him. Yeah, I got rid of him. So he's gone. He's going to stay blocked this time. I'll remember that person. See, he came into here being nice at first, and then he finally he took the whip out and decided to use it. So it's still raining. Just a constant rain here. About a steady drizzle. That's a little bit more than a drizzle. It's an actual rain. That's what we're doing, Nezrim. I'm banning the trolls. One troll comes, another one bites the dust. Another one bites the dust. Hey, hey, another one bites the dust. There you go. It's just another one. Every time a troll comes in, another one will bite the dust. Yeah, I just need one mod in here though, Nez. If it gets any bigger, then I can always add somebody as a moderator. But right now I'm good as I am by myself. I don't need anybody in here. I didn't even need Straight Jacket really, because I could do this. I can handle all this myself. It's just I have to figure out how to go into the thing and be able to go into where all my trolls have been blocked, and I got to figure out how to unblock and block people. That's all, and I'll figure it out. I'll just get my computer out and I'll get through the hotspot in the phone and I'll make it work. It's the I mod on plenty of channels if you reference. Oh yeah, no problem, Nez. Yeah, no problem. I know I don't get Janice in here anymore. Yeah, Janice has really turned against me. Janice Lala. Oh my goodness, she went against me like you cannot believe. That's I don't understand her. I guess somebody said something, and then I said, I guess I hurt her feelings. I guess that's what she said when I went into Instant Messenger. I'm like, how did I told her I didn't hurt your feelings. Other people that came in and said something that riled you up. It wasn't me. You went in, you went with it. And I said, hey, they're being polite in the channel. I keep them here, okay? They have to remember one thing. She has to remember one thing, that I'm in control of my own channel. I run this channel. It's mine. And if I don't get to be famous on here, it's not a big deal to me. I'm not part of the tribe. I'm not part of that group and never will be. Do I really care? No, I don't. I don't care. I don't need to be part of them. They're just a group of people that parties together, They get together, and when it all comes, let's just say something bad in your life happens. You have a heart attack and you have to go to the hospital. Will these people be next to you in the hospital? Will they be? This is where you're going to find out who your true friends are. I found out who my true friends were, and it's not any of the people that I grew up with. No. I only have one, and that's Jesus Christ. He's the only one I have to account for. The only one. I don't need anybody else in my party other than Jesus Christ. So, that's where I stand. I had a heart attack. So did I, sweets. I had my heart surgery in there, too. I had heart surgery in 2016. I had a triple bypass. I got put on the chopping block. I'll never forget that day. I'll never forget it. Being put on the chopping block and having a surgeon come in there. And I had a good surgeon that worked on me. Had a really good surgeon. He was one of the best in the United States, actually. Dr. Brady. I can't remember his first name. But I just know that he was Dr. Brady, and he worked Arizona Heart Institute. So, but yeah, he's really good. He said, I'm going to take a vein out of your leg, and I'm going to make three grafts on the left part of your heart. And that's what I'm going to do. And we shouldn't have any complications. If we do, we'll deal with it, But as long as your body you're young, so you're a fighter. So he goes, you'll be good. Mortality rate for heart surgery is about 20%. So you get about 80% chance that you'll get through, as long as your body's strong and can can fight and you're a fighter and you believe, you know, you're good. As it turned out, I did well in the heart surgery. I got a little scar down my chest, but I'm still good. I take all my medications like I should. We got Johnny Garcia. Hello, Davey in chat. How's it going? How the heck are you, Johnny Garcia? Good to have you here. Nez Lover. We got who else? Let's see. But yeah, I had a heart attack in 2016 and had the heart surgery, and I've been good. So basically, they say you have a 10-year lifespan with heart surgery. That used to be the thing that you had to worry about. Okay. Once you have it, they usually give you about 10 years to live on a heart surgery. But I think that myth has been changed. People have lived through 20 years after their heart surgery. You could look up the information on it, but for me, 16, let's see, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 16, let's see, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. So 6 years. So technically, I got 4 years left that I can live. Technically. And that'd be pretty good because when I had that heart attack and that surgery, right just before it, I could have had another heart attack that just would have wiped me out. And so far, it's all been good. I've made some improvements. I've taken this heart medication called Entresto, and it has built strength of the heart, because your heart is nothing more than a muscle, but it pumps all your blood to all the areas that it needs to go, and all that has to be at a certain percentage rate, and it has to not be restricted. Once you get in restriction, then you got some problems. But so far, I've gone back and they've taken a look at my heart and everything's been good. It's actually been good. So Joshua Connie, let's see. I love painting. Yeah, Nez can paint. Yeah, I could say that. Nez is a good artist. Yeah. Thanks for coming in here, Joshua Connie. Appreciate you coming in. Appreciate everybody here. But, it's funny, when people say, some people like to attack one another, and, if somebody makes a statement, they don't like it, they'll, it's, like I said, it's everybody's free will to do. You have the freedom to do what you want, because we all have the freedom of speech. Like if we lived in Russia, it'd be a different story. We wouldn't be able to quite say what we want to say. If you say it, then, the government can come in and they can just stomp on you, and put you away. Let's see. Yeah, so, I've had, somebody mentioned COVID-19 in here. I've had COVID-19 about 3 times. Some say 4, but I don't think the 4th time I had it. But anytime I've gotten, now when I get it, it's just like a slight cold. It's just like getting a slight cold. I get over it in a couple days. So that's what it is for me. Or Cass Bills, or who is a medium or spiritualist, or consults the dead. So so that would be a big no-no, Revelator. Being a medium or a spiritualist or consults with the dead. In other words, you try to get the dead to talk to you, which is not the right thing to do. Joshua, don't you dare mention. But Nez has her own people that come into her channel. And, Nez's channel is her channel. She runs her channel. So, I don't run it. and I don't have. It's not my. It's not in me, and it shouldn't be in me to disrupt anything somebody else does on their channel. They do as they please with what they have as their own channel. That's just how it is. Just like me here. I'm the boss here, you know. I control the channel. I run it. So I get rid of the trolls when the trolls come in here, you know. And sometimes they come in here hefty, man. They just come here and they attack, you know. I mean, they come in here and it's really strong. I mean, they've got hundreds of different, you know, channels that they can come in here with. And I have a few. I don't have a lot anymore like I used to, but I don't go and troll other channels. I don't have time for that, you know. I just come in here every now and then and try to do what I can do in this channel, and that's it. That's all I do. Will you please, mommy? Which trolls are ruining it, Liz? You just tell me which one. Who is it? Tell me who they are, and then I'll take care of it. I will take care of it if it's bothering. If somebody's bothering you, then I'll take care of it. But let me know. Let me know. I'm still the boss here. I mean, somebody could come in here as you and not be you, and then it'd be a problem, because then they could come in here and they could wipe out the whole side chat. I don't want that to happen. So that's why I keep things as they are. I don't want somebody to come in and wipe out a side chat, and then I lose all the people I got, you know. But I know the Swedes. I know Chad's not a troll. Oh, you're saying that the Swedes. So I guess Nez is bothered by the Swedes and by Revelator. Mother Russia Poultry Majestic tells the time of a great empire turning round. The old man ponders, reminiscing. Reminiscing. Hold on, let me see what he said. Reminiscing an age gone by. Let's see. Mother Russia of the threshold of the has come freedom at last, turning the tides of history and your past. Well, Russia, what they're doing, I guess they claim to be the big, you know, the big whatever, you know. He's been, you know, for years. Well, you're saying who's been trolling your channel? You're saying the Swedes has been. Haven't you seen Billy's videos about him? They prove it. Let's see, Billy's. See, I'd have to get Billy's channel because I don't know. You know, I haven't followed. You know, Billy. Billy's never come into here into this channel. I mean, he always has a potential of coming here, but, you know, as long as he's peaceful and he comes in there, I don't care, you know, as long as we all behave in here, that's all. Let's see. Mother Russia dance of the on your heads, remember who are, heads, remember who are, can you release the anger, the grief? Can you be happy now? Your people are free. In Russia, you're not free, Revelator. Russia, you don't have freedom of speech. They could, you know, if you're of age, if you're anywhere between 16 to 60, and you're able to fight and put a gun in your hand, dude, they're gonna put you in a uniform and you're going to fight. You're gonna be on the front lines, fighting over there. And now Russia's got like 300. I mean, I think it's like 1 million people over there now. So, Ukraine's outnumbered, but the people the actual guys that are doing a lot of the fighting aren't really experienced. You know, they got a gun in their hand, but they're not experienced, you know, in warfare. So I don't know. It'd be interesting to see what happens here in the next 2 months. Let's see what happens in 2 months, and then we'll come back and we'll have a discussion about it. But for now, so far, Ukraine's doing a pretty good job. They're holding their own, let's put it that way. See, and there's the troll master idea. So we got BR549 in here. We got Oral Oli just kicked in. So let's see, liked and shared you. Thank you, appreciate that, Oral. Thank you for anybody that comes in here that will do that. It's a little bit chilly on the chilly side here. I'm gonna get my sleeping bag. That's really not much of a. So I don't have much for blankets here. I only got this one sleeping bag. And yeah, I got this one heater and I turned it off. So it's getting kind of chilly in here. Getting kind of chilly. Usually you get sunshine, but I don't know sunshine today. Let's see, let me see where we're at here. Hold on a second here. Let me see, I'm sitting at 13.6. So anyway, I'm 13. My batteries are fully charged. I'm at 13.6. So in that matter, we're doing pretty good. But that's only because I'm plugged in electricity. If it weren't for that, see, that's what's good about being plugged in to electricity. Your battery stays fully charged. That's the good side of it. Let's see. I know what trolls said you're. But me, people like to claim. I mean, I've had people call me a troll. No, I'm not a troll. But the only thing I'll do is if somebody comes in here and harps on me and and just ravages me, then, and if that person really truly has a channel, which they do, but I'm not able to get into, then Terry Blinken. I think I know Terry Blinken. I do know Terry Blinken very well. Quite honestly, I do. Carlos Martinez, legend, Davey. Yep, Carlos Martinez has popped in to the channel. Yeah, we welcome Carlos Martinez in here. What is going on, Carlos Martinez? Let's see. What do we got going on here, Davey? Are you... No, it doesn't appear that I'm dying, does it? I've been in a hospital for a while. So far, I'm doing pretty darn good, actually. I've lost like 1, 2, 3, 4 of my good friends I grew up with. They're not here anymore. They've gone. They've left, and they're not coming back. In other words, the Lord took them. Their number came up, and I guess once they're taken off of planet Earth, then they've done all that can be done. You know what I'm saying? I mean, once you're taken, I mean, in other words, I think that's it. That person that or the Lord took you, and that's it. You played your part, or hopefully you have, because otherwise, if you go to hell, then you didn't accomplish what you needed to. You went ahead and defied against Jesus Christ himself. And then that is a problem, But once you get to that problem, you there's no fixing it. Once you've died and you don't believe in Jesus, it's a bad thing. Then you didn't believe the right thing, But then at that point, it's too late, There's no point of turning around, Let's see. Nez, I'm telling Billy. BR549. Nez, I'm telling Billy. Somebody's going to tell Billy. See, I'm not in Billy's channel. I don't know. I think I went into Nez, when I've gone into Nez's channel, I've seen Billy there, I think Billy was from Australia, I believe. I might be wrong, but I think I'm right. But I might be wrong, but I think I'm right. Yeah, there's a song. You know, who did it? Billy Joel did the song. You may be right, but you may be wrong. You may be right, but you may be wrong. Remember that? Remember that song by Billy Joel? I always liked Billy Joel. Billy Joel was a great musician. I thought the world of Billy Joel. I thought he was a great guy. Great, great, talented musician. Let's see, Billy Joel that he was. Let's see, you're lucky Billy is sleeping right now. Let's see, orally, you may be right, I may be crazy. Okay, yeah, you got the words right. You may be right, I may be crazy. Okay, yeah, you got it. I'd pulled out my rain jacket. There's a storm rising from the ends of the earth. Well, there's supposed to be a big storm out of this. This is just the beginning of it. I guess Monday is supposed to be quite a doozy for a storm coming. I think that's going to be Monday. Billy is one of the most wonderful men I've ever met, and he Australian. I believe he's Australian, if I'm correct. Like I said, I may be right, but I may be crazy. Run for your money equals doctor bills for the STDs. Let's see, Davey, would you date someone younger than you? I don't know. It depends. It depends on the person. It would depend on the person, but obviously, put it this way: I'm 60, so if I went half my age, that would be 30. I can't see myself with a 30-year-old. I would think more like on the grounds of maybe 45. 45-ish would be as low down that I would go into, dating somebody. You have to be 45 and up. Donald Trump's wife, I think how old is she? Does anybody know? You look at Donald Trump's wife. But I'll tell you, what's his name? What's his name? I'm trying to think. What's the governor of Florida? DeSantis. DeSantis' wife is better looking than Donald Trump's. Mark my words on that one. Yeah, he's got quite the good looking of a wife, that's for sure. DeSantis does. But, that's not for me. That's not for me to say. But, with my two eyes that I can see, to me, she appears to be, well, they're all good looking, but who's better looking? I don't, it's anybody's one thought. It's whatever you believe. It's whatever you think. But for me, I think DeSantis has got he's got quite the good looking wife. MAGA, I'm not into extremism. I'm just not. I just want a peaceful way of a business in regards to our government. That's all. That's all I want. Just respect and honesty. Truth. The truth will prevail. Let's put it that way. Let's see. Once you're gone, you can't come back. When they're out of the blue and into the black. When you die, like I said, Revelator, it's just you hope that you hope that you or pray that you've got what's needed in your heart and your soul for you to get to where you need to go. That's just what you need to believe, the right thing, and if you don't, then it's a sad day for you. I want whoever writes me the biggest check. I know. Who's worse, a human troll or a bot troll? Jeez, I know you know. Welcome to the channel. I know you know. Welcome to the channel. We did pretty good here to this afternoon, actually. since I decided, what else better did I have to do than to watch? I could watch sports, and that's what I do. I have no control what happens in government, so and with sports too. It's just everything in life. What comes up must come down. That's one thing I could say. So you might have a clone in here. I don't know who it. I don't know who it is, Oral. At least I haven't seen it yet, so I don't know. Yeah, I haven't seen myself reappear in this channel for a while. Used to see like 3 or 4 RV Davies out there, but lately, it's just been me. Lately, not to say that that can change, because it could. I just haven't seen it yet. I'd prefer not to see it, but if it does come, I'm prepared for it. Let's see. There was a few trolls in here, but Davey, yeah, I got rid of the trolls. Yeah, I got rid of them. We said goodbye to them. If I had a guitar in my hand, I could probably write some tunes, in here, but I don't have the guitar in my hands, so I can't quite do it. Let's see. There's a clone light in this chat stream. BR5. There's a clone tight in this live stream. Like I said, I haven't seen them yet. There is an RV Davey and Baby Dave's YouTube channel. There's an RV Davey and Baby Dave's YouTube channel. I'll have to check that out, Oral. Baby Dave. See, I don't know what goes on YouTube when I'm asleep, If I don't know the channel name, heck, I don't know. Unless I have them in my directory and I see them pop up, then I kind of know I can check on them a little bit. But let's see. Existent circumstances. Jill Biden looks like Alice Cooper. If she had black hair, maybe if she had black hair, she might look like Alice Cooper. Of course, Alice Cooper lives in Phoenix. He lives in the actual town of Paradise Valley, which is a suburb of Phoenix. Just a suburb. They claim, well, Paradise Valley has more millionaires and billionaires than anybody. So, if that means anything, it really doesn't. Really, technically. You could have all that, and then when you die, you don't take it with you, Let's see, somebody made a fake RV Davey channel. What's wrong with people? Yeah, there's been quite a few floating around over the last 3 or 4 years, but I'm not a big famous channel, so people don't generally do that, because I'm not, like I said, I'm nothing big on YouTube, I don't carry a heavy stake with me, I mean, let's put it this way, there's channels I go to, some of those channels, would they come into my channel? No, they wouldn't come in here, no. Why? Why not? Because I'm not of interest to some channels out there, It's just not. I don't have the famous capabilities that others obtain, that are floating around on YouTube, I'm just a general channel, just a general channel. Let's see, why would somebody go through the trouble to do that? Yeah, that's a good question. Why would they do that? Why would they do that? Who knows what they would do and why they do it, But like I said, I hope they're not causing trouble out there, if anything, If they are out there, I just hope they're not causing some problems with other channels or, and I think that's why a lot of the tribe members don't like me, because, there's a fake RV Davey that's actually saying some bad things about him. See, I tolerate them. I don't necessarily care for them, Yeah, because they discard me, they make me out to be a villain, and I'm not. I simply like to get along with all these people, hey, we all live in one platform. Why can't we just all get along? That's the way I see it. But others don't see it that way, unfortunately. Let's see. That's Nezzy Clone Davy. Could be. It could be. Let's see. Nah, that's Nez. She's been grilling me. Let's see here. Often. Let's see. Cop never duplicated. Let's see. What else we got here? Davy, your answers are great. Top shelf. Well, thank you, Revelator. I try to play my part, you know. Hey, I'm just here to, you know, what my channel is really about is just to get as many people, other words, that I plant a seed for people to get closer to the Lord. You know, that's what I do. And that's my objective, is just to plant the seed. Once I plant the seed in there, you hope that they go the right direction. But it's up to them what they want to put in their heart. I can't simply do that, you know. Let's see here. Let me see what somebody... We got, let's see. You pledged to take over for Camo Dave after he passed. When? You know, it's like if you know, I have to get the computer and my phone going at the same time in order to do that. I haven't done it. You're right. I haven't done it yet. And you know, I haven't, but I really need to do that. I don't have Camo Dave's audience, you know what I'm saying? I don't have his audience. Let's see, there's a fake me. Please ban them. I don't know. I haven't seen a fake. Well, I don't know, Nez. I'm not sure if there's a fake one of you or not. Existent circumstances, there never be another Camo Dave. You can only be what you could be. What's his name? Blind Views tries to be a Camo Dave, really, and he can't do it. He doesn't get near the amount of people Camo Dave got. Camo Dave would bring in, what, 85 to 100 people on his broadcast. Sometimes I've seen up to almost 200 people in his broadcast when he would come on live on YouTube. I mean, he had that kind of personality, you know. And I don't have his swag, you know what I'm saying? I don't have it. So I don't know. But I do have what I can do and what I'm capable of. I am capable of getting, you know, 20 people in here, and I've been like, what, to 21 or something in here today, which is pretty good, you know. It'd be nice if we get up it to like 60 to 80 people. Then we got ourselves a pretty good sized crowd, you know. Then we would need some extra mods in here. You know, if I get to like 80, you know, 70 to 80 people, but I haven't got that. I'm not that big yet. At least I haven't. It'd be nice if I could, you know. It'd be nice if I could make this channel have stardom, you know. It'd be nice if I could say I'm a star on YouTube, but I can't say that right now. I don't attract enough people to say that. So, therefore, I'm not, you know. People might know a little bit about who I am out there, you know. I mean, some of the RV community knows, you know. Even some of the tribe members know. Well, they all definitely know who I am. I mean, obviously know who I am. So, does that make me famous? No. Doesn't make me anything. I'm just the guy that spreads the word, you know. Blind Views is a lot cooler than Camo Dave ever could. You know, I'm not smashing him down, Nez. I'm not saying anything bad about the guy. He's got a different style. His style is altogether complete. He's the opposite of Camo Dave. At least I think he is, you know. He could be. Carl Martinez legend. Bam Thumper. Let's see, Camo Dave was a joyful little fella. You know, and Blind Views, I don't know. He doesn't, I don't think I've gotten him into my channel except for maybe once or twice. I don't see him coming into this channel now. I don't see him coming here. And then I have, and he don't. He said some things, and he won't talk about my channel. If I go into his channel, he won't even acknowledge me. He does not. He does not acknowledge me. Let's see. That's right, Sweets. Blind Views is a fake blind guy. And Blind Views could see just fine. I don't know how they say he's blind. Because he can drive a car. He can shoot a gun. He could pretty much do whatever. Play a guitar with accuracy. No, I don't see him really being able to call himself a complete blind person. To me, blind means you can't see anything but black. That's just what I see. Archie Wilking, Carlos. But we got 21 people. We actually broke the threshold. We went over 20. We went to 21. Oliver, some veterans are blind from night vision goggles. You mean they've gone blind because they're looking through blind or night vision goggles, you mean? Straight Revelator Phoenix? You know, just depends on what blind is, you know. I mean, some people, you know, I barely passed my eye exam for driving. I barely could get, I was like a couple percentage points of not being able to get my driver's license, you know. That was kind of scary, you know. That I had to get some better bifocals so I could see the damn chart, you know. Jesus says, for judgment I have come into this world so that the blind will see, and those who see will become blind. See, there's a different way of seeing. There's a different concept of reality. In other words, you could see things that you can't. I mean, there's things out there that you see that other people simply can't. You know, it's just you could see the time of the day. In other words, things that happen throughout the day. And in other words, you're seeing something that happens, and other people don't see the same thing. So therefore, they don't see. Is all I'm saying. Let's see. To me, paralyzed people are in wheelchairs and can't walk. Well, see, that's like what I am. I'm paralyzed, but I actually should be in a wheelchair, but I'm able to walk with a walker, and that's a feat in itself, because some people actually can't do that, and I could do I can do what some people can't, and people that can't can do, you know, things I can't do. You know, it might be that let's just say they can see, they got 24 vision, but I got 24/18 vision, you know. But they can walk better they can walk and I can't. You know, I mean, I can't walk like a real person, you know. I mean, but I could use a walker. I could probably use crutches. I don't know. I haven't tried crutches. I don't think that's quite the better option for me. I think, but I'd like to have an electric scooter, and that's just so I can get around in a grocery store. Let's just say I go to Quartzsite. I mean, in other words, if I had a like a off-grid wheelchair that's electric, could go in the dirt and the sand. I could shoot video. If I get a handle put on a clamp on the vehicle that I'm riding, then I could put my phone, or like, let's say what do you call that camera? You know, what do you call those? What do you call the cameras? The little small cameras. What do we call those? So I went blank on that. Hold on, let me get my fingers out of the way here, so I can see the screen. Like, what I'm trying to say is, what do you call a camera? A little small camera. What do they call those? That you use. But I don't know the battery. I do have one. It's a GoPro. That's what it is. I've got one GoPro, and then I got a pretty good camera. You know, it's got three different lens sizes on it, and it's a Rebel 6, but it's got Wi-Fi built into it. I just have to figure out how to turn the Wi-Fi on, and it's actually got auto, so when you could snap a picture, and I guess I could shoot video with it pretty good too. I just haven't used it for that, you know. Let's see what else we got. Well, we got Carlos Martinez in here. Let's see. Dave never spoke of all blind viewers. Dave never spoke all of blind viewers. Those two had a battle, and they still do. Even though the Camo Dave is no longer here, he was a non-believer. Believe it or not, he didn't believe in God. He didn't believe in the Lord. That much I can tell you. I was able to get that out of him. You know, that's all I could get out of him when I spoke to him. I spoke to him on the phone probably 3 times, I think. I think I spoke to Blind Views once on the phone too. I mean, not in the last couple years, but you know, like 4 years ago, I did, but not now. You know, I don't have Blind View's telephone number now, and I don't have, you know, Camo Dave's. I spoke to Camo Dave off of the messenger. Is how I did it. I think it was the same thing with Blind Views. I didn't actually speak on the telephone, you know. But see, Camo Dave had that contact line. Remember that contact line? I don't know if that number is still out there. Does anybody know? Has anybody tried it? I haven't been on that. I just wonder if it's been shut down. I wonder if it's been shut off. I don't know. It's up. It would have been up to Camo Dave's personal family to do that. Let's see. Call CPS on BR 549. I was going to ask Revelator Phoenix if he put in a missing, or he's trying to put in a missing persons report, but he wasn't getting anywhere with it. I was just wondering if that was able to work for him, you know. See, what are you going to call and tell them? Call and tell them lies. If you did spend 60 large on useless land, you wouldn't have a nice motorized scooter. I actually have a motorized scooter, but it doesn't go off grid. But yeah, I could use my insurance. I could use Medicare to get a scooter. Oh, they're calling me back. Huh? I got the same people calling me back since early this morning. Hey, they had their nerve. They called me up at like 6 in the morning. I'm like dead asleep and they're calling me. All hail the goat. Let's see, the number one troll on YouTube. Who is it? Who would be the number one troll on YouTube? Who would that be? Who might that be? Who could it be? I think I've had 21 people in here on this stream. Pretty good. I mean, we don't seem to get any more than like 21 people. Seems to be all we can get in here, but you know, it is what it is. You know, but see, I should probably get off of here. You know, and we should call it an afternoon. I should say, Davey, did you drop the price of your? Yeah, I did, Revelator. Yeah, I'm not going any lower than what it is. No, I'm not going to do that. So, I don't care if I sell it. I don't really care if I do or I don't. It doesn't matter to me. So, it doesn't matter. So, I'll end up keeping it then. If I built like a garage, if I could have, let's say, Um, I could pay you to build a garage for the RV to park into, and that'd be all I would need, you know. Then I just park the RV in the garage, and then that way we make an outer perimeter cement slab about 2 feet, 2 feet all the way around by, I want to say, how wide is it? 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Probably like 15 by 30. 15 by 30, we could put a 2 foot perimeter concrete slab, and it doesn't have to be that deep, just enough that I can park the RV and then put rock inside it, and then have a garage door close, and open, and and I can put solar on the top of it too. That way, since I wouldn't be able to charge my solar because I'm not in the sun, I can simply put solar on the roof and have it so that it goes inside the vehicle from the actual garage structure to the vehicle, so therefore I do get solar charge. That's simply what I'm saying. Let's see. This has OnlyFans. No thanks. I don't know who's the biggest troll on YouTube. Yeah, I have no idea who the biggest troll could be on YouTube. I have no clue. Davey, did you drop? But yeah, I told him I dropped the price. I'm not dropping it any further. I did have somebody come in that was interested, though. Somebody did say they were interested in the property. They asked if I would take an offer on the property. So I haven't heard back from them. I haven't heard back. They can simply get a hold of my real estate agent, and my real estate agent can get a hold of me, and we'll take it from there. That's all. But I know a Swedish troll that's got a big belly. Nez has a fan only channel. I don't do that. I mean, that doesn't. If I had like 200 people that were coming in here, then I probably would do that. Because if I could get like 20 people, if I had a Patreon channel where people, for each person could pay like $2 to be a monthly membership into Patreon, and I had enough to actually make a monthly income, and that's what a lot of people do. Maybe I should do the same thing, but I don't have enough people to come in here to get that kind of audience to make that kind of money. I wish I could just make $300 a month off of YouTube. That would be like perfect. Actually, perfect to be more on the honest side would be to get more like 400 or 500 people. If I could make $500 a month, that would be a big plus in my income range. Because I can't rent anything, because it costs too much. There's nothing in the Phoenix market or in Arizona, therefore, that you can rent where you could afford. Everything costs, rents out for like $2,000 a month. What if Camo Dave faked his? I don't think he faked his death, because I think he would be in. I would have known, because I went into Caravan Carolyn's channel, and I actually came in as Camo Dave myself, and people were asking, "Is that the real Camo Dave? Did he fake his death?" And then the Doxinator came in and said, "No, that's RV Davey. He's got multiple accounts." I said, "Well, I do have other accounts, but see, going in her channel, she wouldn't let me come in as my own channel. She wouldn't let me. She blocked me. She had me hidden so nobody could see me as my channel. And then everybody said, 'Well, he's coming under multiple channels.' I said, 'That's only because people are hiding me.' And how do I get unhidden? I bring in another channel. And if they do it to that channel, I'll bring in another one after that. And after that, then guess what? I can keep making channels until they can't stop me from coming in, And they can't stop me. I'm unstoppable, just like Camo Dave found out. He couldn't stop me. I just keep coming as a different channel. He just keep blocking the channels, and I just keep adding more and more and more. I don't do that anymore. See, so I come in as my own channel. In Camper Caravan Carolyn, she got me blocked. Let's see, Dave Hughes let's see, is living in Florida with a bear named Bub. Let's see, you have a camera, Dave. Let's see, Dave uses one in the town. One in the town obituary. I don't know. Was it there? I don't think there ever was an obituary of Camo Dave, Revelator Phoenix. So you're. No, I'm not a troll, Des. I mean, if you want to call it that, but I'm, troll somebody that's being nasty to somebody, and I wasn't. I simply had to go in under a different name just to be able to be seen in the channel. Put it this way, like let's take for instance, Mary, what's her name, Rosie O'Kelly. She's got me hidden. I could go in there and you wouldn't see me. But if I come in under a different name, then people can see me in there, Camo Dave was only infamous, not in real life. No need for orbit. Let's see. That's if Nez. Everyone who doesn't think like you are all are trolls. Let's see. Doesn't think like you are trolls. See, if somebody says it that way, if they don't think the same way as somebody else, that means they're a troll. Not necessarily. Doesn't mean that person is a troll. I could go under a different channel name just because I'm been taken out of another channel, and I want to be seen in that channel. So I come in. Well, take for instance Rosie O'Kelly. She's got moderators. She's got a reverend for a moderator, and then now why would this person be a moderator? Because, and think of it, Rosie O'Kelly's transgender. That's against religious belief, isn't it? It's God. God made us in His own image, and so if you've been born, and that means you're in God's image. And if you alter your image, then you're not in the image of God anymore. Therefore, you've been taken out from God's realm. You've been taken from His realm. You got to look at it that way. So those that are going against, in other words, if they're male and they convert to a female, or a female converting to a male, that's going against God, because He made you His own way. The only way He wanted you to be. It's what God did for you, or anybody, man or female or whatever. I have 7 accounts, so I can't hunt down my trolls and to help Billy get likes on his channel. That's not trolling. See, I don't know how many likes I get. How many do people actually click the thumbs up button? I don't know. I guess I could look at those statistics, but are they really doing me any good? I don't know. Carlos, how many troll accounts? See, and YouTube could get rid of your troll accounts too. If you're not using the accounts, they'll simply get rid of them, and then you got to go in there and make more. But they only let you make like a few at a time. If you go in there and make 3 accounts, they'll stop you, and then you might have to wait. You might have to wait a month before you can make 3 more after that. So I don't know. It just depends what YouTube allow you to do. Depends. It's all about YouTube. YouTube is the winner. Ultimately, YouTube is always the winner. Let's see. Love and light, nothing else. Keep telling yourself that, and you'll. Let's see, Carlos, how many Twitter accounts? Let's see. How many accounts does Carlos have? I used to have 100 at one time. I think I'm down to about, I don't know, maybe 12. I might have 12 or 13 accounts. I think. Last time I counted, But, I lose track. I don't keep up on it. If I decide if I want to go on the Rosie O'Kelly's channel, I have to come in under a different name. And what name might that be? If I went into Rosie O'Kelly's channel. I can go under, I could come in as Camo Dave if I want, And what would she think? She might think it's Camo Dave, She might think, okay, he just went away for a long time and he came back. 100 user RHO. 100 people. I had 100 at one time. I did, but YouTube got rid of them, so I don't have them anymore. But if I come into this channel as I do, like I am, then it is what it is. Let's see, Davey. Take your land off the market. I have a business. It's probably going to be off the market here very shortly anyways. So, it'll probably be off the market in probably a month or two. I'll have to talk to the real estate agent and see. But, put it this way, people aren't looking to buy land right now. They're not looking to buy anything because unless you're paying cash, when you pay cash, then you don't worry about interest. There is no interest then. You just buy it outright, But see, people don't have that much cash nowadays, And if let's see, Rattlesnake Solutions, I like checking them out. They go around the Phoenix area and they capture rattlesnakes. Rattlesnakes in the garage. See, this time of year, rattlesnakes are looking for a place to hibernate. So they love to go in garages and, And so when things get warm, you got to beware, if you're in rattlesnake territory. You don't want to get bit by a rattlesnake, let me tell you. I've been bit twice. Let's see. Let's see. You'll have your fingers amputated like Rick Crude's. I'm going to build you a garage. Yeah, that's the answer, because that way, if you build a garage revelator, then that's all you need, because you're just going to park your RV inside the garage. But then, I do have some solar panels on my property. I do have like 400 watts. I'm sure it all fell apart because the person that built the stand for it, it was done out of wood, and the guy did a poor job. So, but you want a slanted roof. Yeah, you want the roof to slant like really, really steep, because you want to put metal sheathing down, so when it snows, when the sun hits it, it melts and then the snow drops completely off. But the better way to do it is to put a barricade structure with water, so it tracks the water, and then the water goes into a barrel, either 50. You could have 50 or 2. They got these 200 and something gallon barrels that you could put. Yeah, I'm thinking. Yeah, we just build the garage revelator, then enough that it's big enough that your truck and my RV fit in there, and I think we're good. We can make like a little kitchenette. I've got all the stuff for it. I've got the propane tank. I've got the propane lines. I've got I've got a top burner stove, and I've got an oven too. So yeah, we can get some batteries between you and I. We can get the batteries, and we can make Davy Ranch come alive. We can put our money together, and we could actually make the road improvement coming into the land. Actually, there's a lower section to the land that we could clear out, and it's part of what do they call it? Anyway, there's an extra road that I can make going into the property, and if I take the trees, they're not really trees; they're just bushes. We just got to whack them with the chainsaw, which I do have. I have a chainsaw revelator, so we've got what we need. And then I've got, for storage, we can simply put everything in the shipping container, and I've got that too. So you're absolutely right. I just need to, make it so that I can keep warm, at the property and be able to keep out of the elements. In other words, the snow. Keep out of the snow, and when the sun comes out, guess what? It melts the snow. Usually, in the next day, the snow is usually gone. But yeah, what's his name? Camper Van Kevin. He's with Felix, so he left his property, so he's not at his property anymore. So evidently, it got so cold that his heating sources didn't work for him. But that's the reality that he faces. So, but yeah, you could. I think there's somebody living out there that lives on Aja's property, and they stay there for the whole winter. They stay there. They stay there year round. And yeah, I there's no reason why I can't do it. We build the garage. We make the cement perimeter around it. That way, then we take the building that we make, and then we simply mount it. We mount it to the concrete. In other words, and then put rock inside it because it costs so much for the concrete to pour in there. So we just make a perimeter around it, and then build the structure. Put the solar panels on the roof. I already got solar panels. They're already there. Probably a crappy charge controller. Probably crappy batteries too. Sure, the batteries are in the fifth wheel revelator. So all we got to do is get into the fifth wheel and put a new lock on it. Take the lock out, drill that lock out, put a new one in, and then have sets of keys made for it. That's all we got to do, revelator. So we'll do that. We'll do that when when it warms up. Come March, or I'd say probably April, May, probably the first week of May. Let's see, April. I'd say maybe the last week of April. That's what we'll do. But yeah, I can go in the shipping container, and I can sleep in there. I can set up a heater in there. We could put windows in it too, but I don't know. I'm kind of thinking against that. Just leave it the way it is. We could put sunroof up on the top. That's one thing we could do, revelator, if you're still in here. Let's see if you're. How did you silence the chat? Let's see if you're not a witch. Then how did you silence it? The chat's been going. It's been going on pretty strong. Since I started it. Actually, she believes in witchcraft. BR549. It's not a good thing. It's not something you want to believe in, because I'm not into. No. See, you don't want to believe in that. So you don't want to practice witchcraft. You don't, because it's not going to lead to anything good for you. Watch The Conjuring. The Conjuring house that really started off the movie, The Conjuring, if you can remember that? That home was recently sold and bought. Somebody bought that house. And that had a demon in that house, if you can remember. Still does. And they allow people to spend $960 to sleep overnight in the structure all by yourself. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't want to do that. That's not something I'd do. But I'm pretty grounded. I'm pretty strong. I don't think spirits like that would overcome me, just because of I'm grounded with Jesus pretty heavily. So that's why I don't think I'd be bothered. I don't think they would try to overcome me. You know, they sense weakness, though. Spirits sense weakness. If, for instance, I can't walk, if I have my condition, yeah, they can. You know, it might want to challenge me, but I hold firm to my ground, which I said, which is I use Jesus Christ as my weapon against the evil. You know, that's just what I do. But look up The Conjuring. Look up the property of The Conjuring. The original. It was actually it was a farmhouse, is what it was. But check it out. It's interesting. Now somebody, like I said, somebody bought it, and now it's owned by somebody different now. So it's interesting, though. I'm just saying it's of interest if you're interested in looking into it, you know. But yeah, it's a place. It's a place you can go and visit and check out on your own and see what's what. Boy, we got a pretty good rain coming down here. It's raining. It's been a regular stream of rain. I'm about to turn the heater on here. I did get a buddy heater. I kind of wish I had that. I'd be checking out the buddy heater that I bought. You know, seeing how warm I can keep with the buddy heater. Oh no, this is my only channel. BR549. So this is, I'm sure you go to other channels besides mine. How many people go on live like I do and stay on like I do and run a channel for, I see most people come on for like maybe 5 minutes or less. A channel like, let's say, here's a quartzsite channel called Lori's Way. She comes on for a little bit, and then there's another channel called Blue Van Dan. Now he don't like me, and I went into his channel and I said to him, I said, "Why don't you like me? I mean, what's the reason? Tell me. Let me know. Let's fix the problem. If there is a problem, I have no problem with you. So what kind of problem do you have with me?" And he doesn't say anything. So therefore, he doesn't want to engage in hanging out with me or whatever. So, oh, you're here? Okay. Yeah, we can build that garage like you're talking about. I already got solar panels out there, and yeah, I got like 4 panels. I could up the panels because panels are cheap. We can make the garage so that you could fit in there. I'm just saying, you could fit in, I could fit in there. That's all. It would make it a lot. It'd make it a lot easier. Or you could build your own structure and park in it, and you build me the garage that I need so that I fit in my little structure. But I'm gonna put like a kitchenette. I'm gonna make like an area where I could get a couch in there, you know, where I could sit down in there and relax and have a decent space, you know. My RV's parked there, and then when I want to go and sleep, guess what? I sleep inside the RV. And then otherwise, I build a little kitchenette, because I do have a stovetop and I do have an oven. And then I could add extra solar panels to give it more power, you know. I get like 400 amp hours in there, a lithium battery, and have it inside. So it's out of the elements, you know. We'll see. We'll figure it out. Let's see if I would even. I can't make any mods in here. I gotta keep it just like it is. It always gets out of hand. I've tried it so many times, and anyway, I don't have Straightjacket anymore to come in here and fix the problem anymore. So I have to, like I said, I have to figure this out on my own. I have to figure out how to get my computer set up, and I gotta start getting good at the computer, which I'm not. I'm not real computer literate, but I gotta get where I'm actually able to get so I can run my channel off the computer and then be able to go into the settings and just do everything with the computer, you know, and do that. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm trying to say. See, mod free streams equals free speech. Oh, we have free speech in here. Let's see. Well, that's why I don't mod anybody, because I'm able to control the stream, because I have less than I think I got up to 21 people in here. So, but man, is it raining? I've never seen this much rain. God, in Phoenix, Arizona, never rains. God, we're lucky. 365 days a year, we're lucky if it rains 5 days. 5 days we're lucky. Well, this is 1 day of rain so far. We'll see how long we last with the rain. I wonder if Las Vegas is getting rain. Because it really needs it. Because Lake Mead is pretty dry. It's going to probably take 10 years to fill it back up again. With the way we get rain these days, So. But yeah, free Revelator. I was thinking we build a garage structure, and you can put a wall in between myself and you, and then you got your own area, and then I got my area. I mean, I think that's a fair way to do it. I'll put you up on the property, and and do it that way, and then that way you can help me out a little bit financially. I mean, instead of financially, what you could do is instead you do yard work. In other words, we'll build a canopy so we can sit underneath it, put a picnic bench, barbecuer. We could do that, and got the propane out there. Got a full tank, and it's 100. I think it's like 300. What's it? 300 pounds of propane, Revelator. There's 300 pounds on the property. It's a lot. I mean, not in regards to if you put a heater in there, a propane heater, it would, you could go through it pretty quick, but no, I mean, we build the thing, we insulate it real good. We get some good insulation in there, and that way when we do get some heat in there, it'll keep us nice and dry, It'll keep us warm. So if we keep the inside structure warm, then inside our vehicles will be warm. And then we'll be able to sleep a lot better, But yeah, that'll work. It'll work. I mean, yeah, we'll just do that, Revelator, and we'll get out there in the springtime. I'll have to round up some wood. Figure out how much wood, how much it's going to take to do it, I know a good video to watch. I know, what's his name? Paul Barger. He built a storage shed, I think that was like 10 by 12 or something, I believe. Check that out. And then he used what's his name to help build it. You know what I'm talking about. He used Scott from Terry and Scott, Destination Open Road. He used him to do it. He wouldn't help me out though. Let's see. We'll build up the ranch. I'll build you a tiny house like CVK. Yeah, we'll just do that, Revelator. I think that's a great idea, and then have the garage so that way, then we can start poisoning the mice around there. We'll get all the mice taken care of. We'll chop the trees. In other words, we'll trim the trees up so that there's no pack rat nests around. And I got the chainsaw, Revelator. We've got it. I've got a chainsaw in there. We'd probably get another chainsaw, but we got to start. I got a shipping container. I've got a barbecue. I got my things in there, and we're situated pretty good, actually. I got the water tank. You know, I got a 2000. What is it? How big is that? 16. What is it? 16,000. Well, I put it this way. I've got. I'm not sure the size of the water tank, but I'm telling you, with a pump and we can attach garden hoses off of it, be a piece of cake. We'll get a pump, and we'll actually see. Then we can pump our water and keep our water tanks full in the RVs. Another thing we could do is I could dig a big, like an outhouse hole, and we could put an outhouse in there, a real actual outhouse. Not, I mean, we could build one. That's a possibility. We could build the outer structure, or we could get one of those plastic ones. I'm thinking. We'll see. And we'll make composting material, Revelator. We'll do composting toilet system. That'll work. That's the idea. I like that idea. We got 10 acres. We'll make the road. We'll fix the road. What we could do is take your truck and run pallets behind it, and then the pallets will grate the road. How's that sound? So we'll take the pallets and just keep going back and forth, and we'll make a good road. And then I can order rock. I could order cinder rock, and then do that, and then boom. We'll make ourselves a nice road we'll put 2 pallets behind the back of your truck, and we'll tie the rope, and then we just drag the pallets until the road's graded really well. That's all we need to do. Make a good road going in, and we'll make another road going out, actually. Jeffrey could be... Who's Jeffrey? I don't know who Jeffrey is. Jeffrey could be the main... I'm trying to figure out who Jeffrey is. I don't know who Jeffrey is. But yeah, we could... There's an extra road that we can make to come into the property. There's a property line, excuse me, property line that's to the far south of the property, and there's we can make a road. We could cut all the bushes and trees down there, and then make that road coming in. But yeah, we could do that, and that'll be a pretty flat road coming in. That'll be a better way to come into the property versus... We'll have 2 ways, but the second way will be the better road. Mark my words on this one. I'll have you check it out. We'll scope it all out, and we'll figure it out. It won't be that hard to do. I just need somebody that's physically able to do it. Like I said, your truck will do a lot of the work, because we could tie, like I said, 2 pallets behind it, and just grate the road with the pallets. It's going to make a really good road. We will clear the trees and use them as... Yeah, we'll make a fire pit. We'll build a good fire pit, Revelator. You and I, and maybe one other person. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, it'll work. I think that's the idea. Hey, the place is paid for. Why not? Free. There's no rent other than pay my property tax, which is nothing. It's only $100 a year for property taxes. How cheaper can you get than that? $100 a year. That's dirt cheap. Oh, okay. Oh, Jeffrey. Yeah. I mean, if we get the road cleared, I don't think Jeff's RV could make it in there the way the road is right now. You could actually go to my Facebook account, Jeffrey, and you could actually see the whole road coming in. I did a whole video going into the property. Yeah, it's gonna take a little bit of work to make that. Let's see, Jeffrey, can you hook your black tank up to the septic? Let's see. So I don't have a septic tank on the property, Revelator. But we can put I know one thing you could do is you can put a standard system, but you want to have the county inspect, do the inspection, so it's all right, and then once we put the black tank in, we could buy the tank, we could chip in and get the tank, and then have somebody dig the hole, or we could dig the hole with shovels. And we can make a garden out there too. We could put the garden and set that up as well. Look at Aja. I know you don't. I don't care for Aja's channel, but you can watch some of the videos on how Aja did her garden. She built a nice shower outdoor shower, and it's kind of cool how she set that place up. I've kind of got a good setup too because I've got the shipping container like they do, and if we get some rakes and we grate with the pallets, driving with the 4x4 truck, yeah, we can accomplish. We can make a really good road coming and going out of that place. And the southwestern portion of the property is the best because the ground is the loosest. I mean, you could dig down as far as you can think. That's what you can do with the property. So, yeah, like I said, I had the dirt checked. It's been checked for septic, and it rates out to be standard type septic system. Sounds like I can't wait to. Yeah, but we can't. Like I said, we can't do nothing now, but we certainly can. About probably the last week of April, maybe, depending on what the weather looks like. It does snow up there quite a bit, so. See, the thing is, you know what? I was out there before Aja was, and I was out there before Paul Barger was. See, those are the three. We are the three nomads that have property in that area. Then you got Nomadic Fanatic, you got Camper Van Kevin, you got Carolyn's RV or Caravan Carolyn. They're over in Show Low, which I don't like that area because it's so far to the east. I like being where the Grand Canyon is. I think that's the best place to be. We're only like 35 miles south of the Grand Canyon, which is a big plus. Think of it. I could rent spots if we set it up right, but I don't think we want to do that. But we'll see how it turns out. I'm not mistaken. Is it Aja actually a man? Just what I heard, baby. You could check into that. I'm not 100% sure on that. You'd have to look into that for yourself because I don't know. I don't want to say something that I don't know because I don't. So I won't say what I don't know just because. But yeah, we need to. That's something you'd like to find out, but just because it's important to find that out. What am I? Let's see. What am I being paid for? We're not doing anything, Jeffrey. Right now, we're not doing anything. I think our construction guy is Revelator because he's a construction guy. So. Whatever minimum wage is. Minimum wage is a high pay scale in Arizona. I can't. I figure if I'm putting you on the property, that's kind of like the payment. I'm giving you free rent in trade for building structure and being able to live on the property. I think that's a fair deal there. I mean, we all chip in. We chip in, to be able to live on the property. In other words, do the work. And then when you build the structure or structures, then guess what? Then, when it's less than, let's say, what's it? Everything considered legal, if you build something 200 square feet or less. Or like my shipping containers 8 times 40. So figure out the shipping, figure out the square footage of that. So let's just say if it was, let's see, it's 8 by 40. So let's say 2 feet. So let's see, let's just call it 10. So 10, let's see, what's it, 8 times 9, 8 times 10. So I'm trying to figure out, let's see, 40 feet. So how many how many 10 spots do you have in 40 feet? You got 4, right? So you got 4. So let's see, figure. So my shipping container is less, it's less than 200, I believe. It's about 300 something square feet is my shipping container. Shipping container can easily be a tiny home, easily. We insulate the inside and build a frame to the where the double doors are, and do that, and then boom, put a regular door in there, and you still have the double doors, but you're building a frame to the inside of those 2 double doors, and then you insulate it in the inside, and you got yourself an 8 by 40. You got a pretty decent place. But we want to build the garage to park the RV in and the truck. So we keep the truck away. We keep the mice away from the trucks, or the vehicles, I should say. And we do it that way. Let's see. Has it had a? Yeah, it had a perk test, Revelator. Yeah, it did. It passed the perk test on the southwestern part of the property. So it's got to pass perk test already. I spent $5,000 on that alone. That was $5,000 to do that. So $5,000 for a perk test. I did two perk tests. I failed the first one because I didn't know. When I went out there, I didn't know much about the property until the second time I came out. And then I figured out, okay, the southwestern portion of the property is going to be a better place to check. So I had a guy come out there and he dug down 20 foot. He dug, he said he could dig more than 20, but he got down as far as 18 because that's as far as his backhoe could dig. So he got down 18 foot easy. And there's a hole there where he dug. So you could see that. So technically, what you could do, well, you don't want to really do that. We could use a couple barrels, and with the barrels, with a little slight tilt, one barrel being the second barrel being lower than the first one, you make it a legal compost, or not compost. You make it a legal septic system. That's what I'm trying to say, Phoenix Revelator. We could probably figure out how to make our own septic system and make it work, and make the drain lines that go down, because the land goes down a percentage anyway. So I think there's so many inches that you go down per foot. I think it's like 2 inches per foot. I'm thinking that's how it works with septic to be legal. Now you'd have to have a level to tell you that you'd have to have that type of level, basically, and then that way you make your own. In other words, you create your lines that go out, and because you're going to use perforated pipeline to do that, and we easily can make that, and we do it. We read up on, all you got to do is read up on what Coconino County restrictions are, and then we have somebody come out and supervise what we're doing, and and that's it. Make ourselves illegal. We just put in two of the 55-gallon barrels, or better yet, we could just get one barrel with one little structure that goes in for the septic, and we get a plastic one. They got the plastic ones. We get the price on that. We'll figure it out. I don't want to overwhelm myself right now with all this stuff. We'll just take it one step at a time. I got the shipping container. That's the first step. So we can insulate a portion of that so we have a place to sleep. I even have a bed in there too. I actually have an actual mattress in there. It's like, I think it's a king size too. No, it's a queen. I take that back. It's queen size. But that, and I could easily put that on a frame, a wooden 2x4 frame, and then sleep on that. I don't need nothing fancy, but I have a stovetop that will connect to the propane, and it's got a 4-burner. It's a really good one too. It's a really good stovetop, but we just don't have the oven. But I do have the XL oven, an extra one that we could use for a regular oven for there. So anything we want to bake or cook, we could do it as long as we have strong enough inverter and battery power. We could do it. We'll just we would need probably 800, like 2 of the 400 amp called a Maritime lithium batteries. I think they're 400 each, so we'd have to have 800. So that would be 800 watts. And then we put we'll slant the roof up on the shipping container, and then put the solar panels. We get 310 watters up there. We probably put 5 of the 310 watters. So that'd be like what? 3, 6, 9, 12, 13, 14, 15. That'd be like 1,500 watts with the 800 watts batteries. And then we could put a Victron solar charger on that, and then use a 200 watt inverter, 2,000 watt inverter, and then put a couple 500 watt inverters too. And then we fuse those from the inverter to the batteries, and then boom, there we go. We got ourselves a killer solar system that will power the oven. Well, actually, it'll power the oven for quite a while. Actually, I'm not saying all day long, but during the daylight hours, yeah, we could easily run that. We could run a vacuum cleaner if we had to, I'm not saying we have to do it 100% of the time, but so those are the options. Let's see. Jeffrey is the new Shorty Boo. Jeffrey's the new Shorty Boo. Yeah, Shorty Boo. I forget who Shorty Boo. I can't remember who Shorty Boo was. Shorty Boo was somebody out there, and I just can't remember. Yeah, land for labor. Yeah, Revelator. Yeah, you get free rent for labor. Yeah, and then we'll make it really cool, Revelator. You and I will have a really bitchin' place. We'll get some rock. We'll get it leveled out. Your truck with some pallets will grate the road. We'll cut another road coming in the back. I'll tell you about that. We'll cut another road into there, and then when we cut all the trees down, we'll chop them down to the stubs, and then whatever the stubs are, we just burn them out. So the stubs, we light them on fire and burn them out, and that takes care of the stubs. And then we take the pallets and we grate the road on. I'd say we'll make the road about probably 15 foot wide, 15 foot by how long we got to do to get in there, and then we'll put a rock down, and then we'll make a little trench. We'll kind of make it higher, so that means the water will roll down on each side or something like that. Let's see, 9 acres left. No, we only got we're not, all we're going to basically do is we're going to do about 15 feet wide, I figure, for the road. I think that's about a good, right now it's not 15 foot. I'd say right now, coming into that property, I'd say it's at the most, I would say it could be I think it might be a 12 foot wide road right now, but I don't really consider it a road because it's rough. My RV gets in there, but the trees coming in, we gotta chop some of the branches. That's something that hasn't been done. But like I said, Revelator, I already got the chainsaw. So the chainsaw is brand new in the box, never even been opened yet. All that's inside the shipping container. So, yep, got 2 locks on it. I got the keys in here, so keys to get in and everything in between. Like I said, I got the stovetop oven that runs off propane, and I got the oven that's electric, which can run off of solar too. With the 2,000 watt and 2,500. I'm going to say seven. I'm going to go instead of 500 watt. We're going to go with 2,750 watt inverters. So we'll have 3 inverters, 2,750, and then 1 2,000 watt inverter. We get those inverters from Harbor Freights. And we don't need nothing. We don't need pure sine wave. We just go with modified sine wave inverters, and that'll be good. And then we'll go with the wire size that we'll run. We'll run like I'm gonna say 8 gauge. We'll go with 8 gauge. It's a little thicker wire. It'll be better. I think it'll be less worry about fires by going with thicker, heavier duty wire. So we'll wire it with 8 gauge coming into the charge controller. Like I said, we're going to run it. We're going to make it a parallel solar system. So it'll be parallel. It'll be hooked up. So 2 batteries parallel. That's a piece of cake. We'll make sure that the wires are both to each battery are exactly the same length. You want them that way because you're gonna make them as short as possible, but long enough that they do the job. That way, you maximize the amount of electric that you're going to be running through those wires. And then we'll make a breaker box. We'll put a breaker box in where we can put actual breakers in for the solar too. We'll have two of the breakers we'll have for shutoffs on it. So I did my solar myself on this, so I know. You just look at how it's hooked up. And go on YouTube and watch the videos, and you'll know everything right from that. So we'll get set up. I'm not so worried about the solar so much as I am about getting a place to park the vehicles, yours and my vehicles, so that the mice can't, the pack rats can't get into the vehicles and chew up our wires. That's my big concern. So, let's see. Jeffrey, he's got a big long RV. He's got like a 40. What's that? I don't know. Jeffrey, how is Jeffrey? If Jeff's in here, tell me how long your RV is. Because we'd have to see. We're gonna have to make it a section where we got to make it where 3 vehicles can park on that property. Level. Make it so that they're completely level, 30 foot. So yeah, we need to put some labor work into there. So if we put 3 of our monies together, we can make enough spot for us. Where the shipping container is, I might want to move it. If we can we need to take some trees out and make a big level spot. We're going to want a spot like 100 by 100, leveled out completely, 100 feet by 100, and inside that 100 we'll make the garage for the vehicles, and their parking, and then that way we park our RVs into the garage situation, and then the pack rats can't get into it. We'll concrete the outer perimeter going around. We'll make that, or we'll dig that out ourselves, and we'll make it. I imagine, I don't know. Try to figure out how far down. I figure about. I'm going to say, what's it? 12. Probably about a foot deep, and go all the way around. Make a one perimeter that goes 30 by. I'm going to say 30 by 30, but it's not. Like I said, it's only going to be a foot, maybe a foot and a half wide. And that's just to keep the pack rats and we want to go down, I'd say probably a foot. That way it'll keep the pack rats from trying to dig through to get into the structure where we're parking our vehicles. That way the pack rats won't be able to chew up our wires. We can keep them completely out of the structure. We can put some metal paneling up about halfway, maybe a quarter way up. That way, if they try to climb up on it, they'll slip, but it'll be the slip metal, perforated metal like sheathing that you. But that's the big cost right there, is having that, and you put that all the way around. So, and when you do, I think those sheets can go as up as 6 to 8 feet. So you can have it go up 6 feet, and then that way the pack rats can't climb up because it's too slippery for them. And I think that would take care of it. Davy is truly twice the work sometimes. I've got things how they should be. I've got it in my mind how things should be and how I wanted them to be. I just didn't have the people power, and I thought I had them, but I didn't, because they turned out that these people weren't my friends, So I stopped communicating with them. Besides, they went against God. They went against the Lord, so they didn't believe in the Lord. I'm using up some memory here. My phone's getting kind of low on memory. But yeah, Revelators, no rent for the labor. No rent and then labor. That works. You got a place to stay. We all have a place to stay. And then we're out of the, I'm not saying we're out of the woods, but we're in the woods. But I would say that we're in the neck of the woods, so to speak. But anyway, I should probably get off of here. And time is it right now? I'm trying to see what time it is. Starting to rain again a little bit. Starting to rain. So we got to get some wood and figure out. Well, first of all, we got to make a level spot. This is the first thing we got to do, Revelators. Get a level spot. What was funny, Revelator? I'm trying to figure out how I'm funny, so I can make myself funny again, Yeah, the rain's coming down pretty good again. Still raining out by you, Revelator? Still raining up there north of Phoenix? Let's see, not out of the woods. Yeah, you got it. Yeah. I figured, I didn't think, I wasn't sure how funny that was going to be. But it made sense the way I said it. So, yeah, it was funny, actually. If you think back, yeah, it was funny. I did a funny there. I could do that sometimes. I could be a funny person here and there. But, yeah, we'll get it all wound up, and we've got to get a level spot. I know where the spot needs to be. And we'll go from there. And I'm thinking I'll move the shipping container back in that area too once it gets leveled out. Then that way and then have a couple blocks, concreted blocks, so that the shipping container could sit on those, completely level. That way the doors open up better, and then we could build a frame structure for a door to come inside, and then put some insulation in there. Yeah, build about, I don't know, maybe I'm thinking at least 6 inches of insulation. Basically, we get a bunch of styrofoam for insulation in there. Yeah, styrofoam will take care of that. And they got styrofoam that fits for shipping containers. So let's see, we'll build some guard towers and 50 caliber mounts. Oh, man. That's how much is 50 cal? How much would that cost? You think one shot, one actual, not a round. I'm just saying, one physical caliber shot, what would that cost nowadays? I don't even know. Who even sells 50 caliber shots? I don't even know. And if you did buy it, I'm sure the government would know about it, right? I'm sure they would. I bet you it'd be $1 a pop. I would say $1 at $1 a shot. So you got 10 rounds in the mag. So that's like $10. I mean, you go through $10 in like 3 seconds. That's, when you shoot rounds off like that, and one after another, semi-automatically, you're freaking hurting the freaking barrel of the gun. You could melt the stock big time. That's what. Damn, it's really raining. Let me get up here. Ow. Let's see. I'm up in. Let's see. It's a nasty day for work for these people. Kind of hoping I get that buddy heater. I want to try it out. I definitely want to try out the buddy heater. Let me put my glasses on so I can see the. Let's see, 50 caliber. What be? I don't know. I'm not a weapon guy, so. I've known people to. I mean, you can go on YouTube and you probably call gun shops and. I mean, matter of fact, there's a gun shop right next door here. I could call and find out how much 50 mags cost. If they even sell them. But yeah, it's called Sharky's Gun Shop. It's right next door to this place. Sharky's. Yeah, it's kind of cold in here. Should turn on the TV set, but I don't know. What's there to watch? I don't care for college football that much. Yeah, tomorrow's Sunday. Watch NFL. It's almost time for another haircut. I'm due for another haircut. Jeffrey gets 2 acres. He comes equipped. He comes equipped. Well, his rig is 30 feet, so I don't know. I don't think he can make it coming in on the property because of the angle coming into the property. Coming in, yeah, but when you're dropping down, it gets a little rough. You need some clearance. My RV's got the clearance, but there's some tree branches that need to be trimmed that are leaning into the road, actually. But that's why you got to come in with the chainsaw. So you got to get you got to have a chainsaw ready to go, oil, gas, everything, and just chop those branches. Don't need to go overboard. You just need to get the big branches out of the way. But yeah, we need to grate the road coming in with pallets. But we need to. That's where Revelator's 4x4 truck come into play. Because we could put the pallets behind his truck and grate the road. So, and there's a couple big rocks off the side too that we need to move out of the way too. Just to get them out of the way, because they're a hazard coming into the property. Believe me, I know. I rode over one of them, 2 of them actually. I couldn't see because of the sun coming into the property. I didn't see. The sun was blinding my eyes. And I ran over the rocks and I threw my batteries out of my solar. So I did a trashing from my solar system, but so it took me quite a bit to get it back up again. Let's see, wouldn't a pull? Let's see, a pull chainsaw would be a better. Yes and no. So I'm not sure. Yeah, it might. I'd have to look into it. Depends on what the cost is on it. Have to look into that. Jeffrey can pull the the boulders out of the way with his RV. Your truck would probably be a better idea, Revelator, to get those rocks out of the way. They're towards the bottom as you're coming toward as you're coming upon the shipping container, which you can't see the shipping container that's in there because there's trees and you cannot see it. Where I put it, that's the way I wanted. I didn't want, in case somebody was going to come down that road with dirt runners or side by sides, I didn't want them being able to see the shipping container, so they can't see it. They, the way these people drive and how fast they go, there's no way they could see it. But anyway, I'm not so concerned about that. The biggest thing is we get we build the garage structures that we can park in. So we got to make a level. We got to have a level spot, and we need a level, a 6-foot level, and so yeah, that's going to be the tricky part actually. Yeah, if we could just get a good level spot, about like I said, 100 by 100, for sure, 30 by 30 for sure. And I got to have it high enough so that we pull in and we have a roof over our head. So anyway, I'm gonna have to get off here, guys. Let's see. Are you healthy enough to go back? Yeah, I'm good enough to go back to the property. I'm good enough. We just got to make it a little bit better than what it is. Just a little bit better. And I think then we'll be okay. We've got to make the shipping container land base, basically. Shipping containers got to be the land base. That we can live out of a little bit. Set up so we could sleep in it with camping cots and what have you. You get that far, I think we'll be fine. Just a couple little things, and I think we'll be up and running. And we get those boulders down it's like the far right. There's some boulders down there. We gotta somehow dig out, or you could create a fire over there and get the rocks hot enough that the rocks will actually break up. That's another way to do it. We just get a big campfire right there, and we get it super hot, and then the rock will just chip away. And then you get a sledgehammer. Those rocks, just break them up, because they're down into the ground. I don't see how we could even possibly. Davey talking like a. Yeah, Jeff, I'm just talking away. But yeah, I gotta get out. I gotta get off of here. I gotta, make something neat. Let's see, street life. But Revelator's got the idea. Once you gotta get out to the property and you gotta visualize. First of all, you gotta visualize it and go from there. And figure out where we're gonna build the garage structure. Lay the 4 corner, posts, or it's probably gonna be more than 4. It's probably gonna have to be like maybe 8. I don't know. We'll see. We will see how it turns out. Let's see, you can only go. Street just got here and I never see him anymore. I can't go. Street just got here and I never see him. Jeffrey, I don't follow the invalids, he does. Snakes eat mice. Davey has a friend that raises snakes. Yeah, well, what kind of snakes eat mice? King snakes. You could put a lot of king snakes out there. You could put pythons out there too. Got to be careful of pythons though, because they bite, and they can wrap around you and they can strangle you. Got to be careful with those kind of snakes. But and keep a knife on hand just in case, man. Snake wants to wrap around you. You just get your knife out and you slice him open. Cut him right where he's got you, There's snakes out there. I've not seen one. Not on my property. I haven't. I have seen snakes in the area. I just haven't seen them on my property. But there are a lot of pack rats. So usually when you got pack rats, usually you'll have a snake or two, right? They're not going to be out right now. Way too freaking cold for them. But yeah, you could have, I mean, you could have, I'm trying to think of, you could have Mojave greens out there. Mojave greens is a snake, a rattlesnake you don't want to mess with, you know, because they can cut your respiratory off in a matter of a couple hours. So you don't want to get bit by one of those. That's probably the worst rattlesnake. Let's see, Street finally bought a rig. I went a little overcard due to the deal. Mileage, length, and layout. I got a Coachman. Pursuit 30-foot. Coach, it's a Coachman, huh? I wasn't sure the brand of the rig that you got. Mine needs, you know, needs some special loving, you know, a little bit of loving. It needs some loving is what it needs. I made a couple mattresses that specifically fit, you know, into where the dinette section is and then where I'm sleeping right now. You know, just because I don't have, I'm using the mattresses from the, let's see, what's it? From the actual dinette set, so. But yeah, get a mattress and a firm mattress and put probably a wood cover over the top of the frame that I got here. It'll look nice. You just, you know, match it up with blue and let's see, what do I got here? Oh, let me see here. Let me look here. See, I got the heater, but I don't have a heater on. It's working good. I've got that heater working. Got plenty of water. So I need to, you know, paint this edge. I got the faucet fixed. The pump down here, where is it? Where's the pump? There's a water pump right there. So I got that. I'm not sure if that's working right now. So I gotta figure that out. Let me get back to here. So we'll make sure the water pump, I gotta fill up the water tank, make sure the water pump's working, it's pumping the water. Check the faucet. The faucet's been fixed. It had a seal that was broke, so we replaced the seal in it. So that's good. At least physically I gotta try it out and make sure it works right. But once I have that, see, then I can start, you know, using all my 30-gallon water tank to you know, potable water to you know, make any pasta that I want to make, you know, noodles or elbow macaroni and stuff like that. So, but yeah, I'm using all the water up in the closet that I've got back there. I'm going to use all that water up there before I touch any of this stuff inside the RV. And I'll tell you something every RVer's got to have. Let me show it to you here in a second. Ah, man, this hurts. Ow. Anyway, let me show you here. Let me show you what every RV. If you guys like popcorn, let me show you this. Hold on a second here. See this right here? You can see it's got some usage. It's this is called. Hold on a second here. Maybe bounce this around here. It's called a whirly pop. Hold on a second. I'll show you here. Let me show you. Click on it here. There we go. This is what you got to get right here. Got a little snap. This stays closed. This side pops open. Hold on a second here. See that? Just pops open. And that way you pour the popcorn out after it finishes. And then you got your handle. Hold on a second here. Let me show you the handle. You just take this so it doesn't burn. The popcorn don't burn on the bottom. This is what every RVer needs right here. And it works great every single time. Every single time. But that's, you know, I'm just showing you. Hold on, so let me get out of here. Hold on a second here. I can figure out how to pop out of here. But yeah, that's what you got to have. Let's see. Why do you waste space on something huge? Popcorn when a normal pot will work. Because this makes enough for like one big bowl. Big bowl is what I'm saying. So depends. I've got it measured out. I know how much popcorn I can make. A half of a bowl with a half of a pound of popcorn kernels. In a measuring cup. But see, I've got it down to a science now. So every time I know how much I'm using. But when you make popcorn, you need to have butter too. So, and popcorn takes a lot of butter. And butter is expensive. So is a popcorn. So is everything basically. Everything basically is a freaking expense. But so let's see what we got here. What do you think the business that has allowed you to use there? Yeah, I'll do something, Of course I will. They're going to charge me for it anyway. They're just going to yank it out of my, what they're charging me to work on this thing, They work at 150 an hour now. He put in a little bit of time. He probably put in about a half hour on the sink, and he probably put like 5 minutes into the pump, which I disconnected the pump, but I could have put it back myself, It's real simple since the couch is out of here. See the couch? See, now this is, this is my sleeping quarters, see? See how I used my dinette cushions here? And I've got a metal frame. So I got the metal frame here, as you can see. There's a metal frame. So I could put wood under there and make it a little bit better. And then put an actual mattress, real mattress up here instead of this. And it will make it a lot more comfortable. But I'm up high. If you can see, I'm right almost level. I'm about 8 inches off the window ledge here. So, and then repair that. Do some repair work there, and put some new flooring in here. Take all this carpet up, and then replace it all the way back there. In that corner. This under here, replace that. Now here's my solar generator right here. So I can't quite reach it, but this is the 1700 hour Bluetti, and yeah, my TV set in the corner there. I've got 2x4 mounted there, so it mounts to that. So that's good. And all my water, a little messy here. Not too bad though. This stuff will all go up underneath here. The other stuff will go under. I just have to get to some of this stuff yet, so I'll leave it out. So my tool bag. I keep all my tools here, my electric drill, stuff like that. But yeah, here's my remotes, TV, and then there's the Dish Outdoors, and that cost me like $82 a month for that. I didn't get the local channels, and local channels end up costing you about. Seems like that costs you about $10. And then once you get a regular mattress in here, you get a thing to go up another backrest here. Basically, this could be cut in half. You could actually just make it a one-seater and then get rid of this. Because you need the other part, because you know why? Because you have your wheel well right there. And you got your other wheel well. So you got a wheel well here. I can't remember. There's something in the way. There's the water tank. The water tank piping is right over there. And I got my little Bluetti, and I keep all my insulin and stuff there. It's nice and cool in here, so that stuff doesn't need to be refrigerated right now. So, but yeah, I got how many do I got of these? I got 1, 2, 3, 4. And I got 5, 6, 7, 8. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I got 2 more on the seat here, which 10. I got 11. I have 11 cases of water of these 16-ounce bottles here, and I got 1 gallon too. So I'm pretty well situated. Water-wise, food-wise, different story. It's Davey has a lot that needs done. Probably why Chuck. I don't have that much room. You gotta remember, a lot of the acreage on my place is rocky. You know, it's got a lot of rock. So you only have so many. I'd say you probably got about 3. I'm gonna say 3.5 acres that you could actually, you know, make some room on. Is what I'm saying. But you know, give it a few here and there. Hold on a second here. Let me flip this. Get back to this direction. But yeah, I mean, I need some painting done. I need a handyman to paint in here and paint the ceiling white. You know, it'd be really cool if somebody was really good with artwork and they can paint it so the ceiling that it looks like it's real wood, like wood strips. Wouldn't that be cool? So if you could actually paint and make it look like wood strips instead of the regular white ceiling, I think that'd be cool. You know, but that's just me saying. And then have some new light fixtures put in. I got a couple light fixtures up here on the ceiling. You know, put some new lights in here. Just a couple sets, and you know, and wire those up. I wish I could stand and balance. I could do a lot of the stuff myself, you know. See, Davey, when is all of the work you need on? There's no rush on anything, Jeffrey. Nah, it's just, you know, it's sitting right now. I mean, it's not hurting nobody. You know, I mean, the Forest Service has gone in there actually, and the Forest Service actually cut and took a lot of wood out of there. You know, they trim up because that's part of the. I'm trying to think what forest that's called. That's called. I can't think of the forest. It's called. It's one of the names of. I just can't come up with the name. But anyway, it's the forest back in there anyway. In any case, and that forest, the forest crew comes around and they go in there and they clean up. You know, they cut and. You know, because, you know, people aren't able, and people don't do it. I mean, people that own that land, they don't cut the wood up, so they don't clean. So Kaibab, the Kaibab Forest Service rangers come in and they clean up. They trim stuff up, you know. They do it every year. They come in there and they just cut into the, because they don't want a forest fire back in there, so. That's why they clean up. They don't charge us. They just do it. Isn't that nice of them? They just take care of it for you. Automatically. That's a nice feature for Kaibab to do that. Yeah, I talked to a forest ranger that was out there. He said it's what they do. He goes, yeah, it's part of the forest. We consider it, we just go in there and, we just clean it up. We clean it up annually. He says, we go in there, we take a look at it, and see what needs to be, if something's dead, they chop it and chop it down. And there's one branch that's right next to the camper that's been sitting there where all the mice hang out. Yeah, that camper needs to go. Yeah, if you could clean that whole area, if you could just clean that area around, then you could actually light that camper on fire and just burn it and let it burn to the ground. That was one thought I had to get rid of it. Is you'd have to clean the area around so it doesn't, burn the rest of the forest up, So you cut all the trees about, 20, 30 feet around it, and then just burn that camper to nothing. And then all the mice that are in there, they just all die. An easy way is just throw poison in there and let the rats eat the poison and And then they die that way too. It's kind of a not a nice. It's not really a nice thing to do to these mice, but you we all die, right? So anyway, let me close it out here, guys. Let me give it a good close down. I've been on here forever. This is one of the longest streams. I think I'm the only one that does streams like this. I don't think anybody else does it like I do. There might be one or two, but I don't see them. Rosie O'Kelly might be one that does it, but besides her or him, it's me. So, but yeah, there's no rush on the property. Biggest thing is this summer. The goal would be to have a garage put up so that the vehicles can park in the garage. And we make a sit-down area inside where we can mount a TV set and have solar and have some lights, and then put some lights on the outside so that when wildlife comes around, we do that. And that would be the big goal for this summer. Just this summer, we create a garage for the vehicles so we could stay inside, stay at the property. And I think that'd be kind of cool, Stay with the property, yeah, and keep all the mice out of your vehicle too. So, no, nobody does it like me, do they, Chuck Stewart? Nobody does. They don't seem to be. They don't. I don't. Okay, we got to close it down here, guys. My internal storage space is getting low. I'm gonna have to transfer these videos over to my computer. So that's something that I got to work on too, and I will. So I can, empty all this stuff out of the phone and put it on the computer. And that's something I can. Oh, and I do have an extra hard drive for the laptop too. So I just need a cord to connect it, a power line to go from the charge port to the computer. And I don't care so much about the music. We got an empty computer at the moment, so we'll just take advantage of it. So, okay, guys, let's close it out here. I appreciate all you guys coming in here. I'll be talking to you, Jeffrey, and of course, forever later, I'll be in touch with you as well, and Chuck Stewart and everybody else at Existent Circumstances. I like that name. Let's see. Let me see what else here. But yeah, like I said, and everybody else that came in here, I appreciate them coming in. World War III. Well, we'll worry about that when I don't know if that's going to come to that. We seem to have quieted Russia down a little bit. They don't talk like they have. They haven't been talking like launching nuclear weapons off. At least they haven't recently. So I guess you could say that's good. I guess you could say there's progress being made, progress being said. So, okie doke, guys. Let's get out of here. That's all. It's all vanished a little bit. I'm gonna try to clean up this phone a little bit. The Holy Scriptures, yeah. I know it's gonna happen. When it does, it could what's going on now could potentially lead to that. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, guys, let me close it. Let me close it out here real quick, and I'm gonna turn the heater on. I'm gonna get some heat going in here, and stay warm. And Russia is claiming NATO is now. Yeah, I see. I read that. Yeah, I did read that. Russia makes all kinds. Russia lies. They're a bunch of liars. You got to remember Russia. Most of the people in Russia used to be part of the KGB. And what does KGB do? It's all about lying. It's about misinterpretation. It's about reverse of one thinking to another, basically. It's like reverse thought. That's a good way to put it. That's what KGB was, and they don't call themselves KGB. I think they're called S. I can't remember what they call themselves nowadays, but yeah. Time for Yeah, I took 2 gabapentins this morning, so I'm good. It's not putting me to sleep, though. Okay, guys, let's close it out. I'll be in touch with you, Jeffrey. Yeah, I'll get in touch with you. We'll go from there. I need something to shave my head all the way completely bald. And I don't know if I look good. Do I look good bald? I don't even know. Does it really matter? It is what it is. So, okie doke, guys, we are out of here. I'm going to count of 3. 3, 2, 1. We're out. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.